In the Mellow Room with yours truly, it's your boy Ooze,
And
here with my
Lucas.
partner Lucas. I feel like I hear myself in the.
Yeah, he got us on the loudspeakers.
Oh, okay. I thought I was tripping for a minute. My ears still work pretty damn good, if I must say so myself.
Right.
So what's going on, people? It's another Sunday, and like I said, we here in the Mellow Room. What's up to everybody that's gonna tuning in, rocking out with us?
Word up.
We happy to be here with y'all, and just to let y'all know, it is Artist Appreciation
Artist
Week.
Appreciation Sunday.
So we're gonna be rocking out, playing more music from the artists, the independent artists in which that submit us their music.
Yeah.
Big shout out to all of them that are out there that are rocking out. I know some of them are probably out there enjoying the Father's Day festivities.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Big
Yeah,
happy
you know,
Father's Day
happy
shout out to all of you guys.
Day, man.
You already, you guys know. Happy Father's Day to all you guys out there, man. Ones that's doing it, holding it down for the kids, man. Holding your kids down, doing positive things.
Word up, man.
You know what I mean? You guys are
We need
definitely
fathers
looked
in
at.
the homes.
Yeah, man, and it's great that we get to celebrate you guys, man. You know what I mean? So, we going to kick things off in the right way. Before we do that, let's give our shout outs,
You
man.
already know, man. Shout out to Airs Printing like usual.
Uh-huh.
You know, he has printed up some recent stuff for me.
Yeah, I
I
seen.
got like a little the coalition shirt or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see the coalition merch start popping up soon. Again, we're gonna have the summer wear, the shorts, the tees and shit.
Yeah, we've definitely been putting a lot of ideas into that, man. A lot of creativity into it, you know what I mean? It's just more things to branch out onto as far as with the clothing line and things like that.
Also, I want to give a big shout out to Crave's Dessert, iCraveDessert.net.
Big shout out to Crave's Desserts. So Jizzle, what's good, man? What's going on, family?
Shout out to you, brother. I'm gonna bring up what we talked about the other day. I think it was yesterday or whatever.
Yeah,
I want to bring that up. But today's Artist Appreciation Day, so we ain't gonna get into really anything controversial like the last episode we had. I know we missed last week. That was due to some conflicts or whatever, but we needed a break anyway. So
it was just a little time for us to recharge the batteries and get back into gear.
Yeah, facts.
We need that from time to time ourselves.
Yeah, that reset button.
Yeah, and that's Ed over there in the background. Big shout out to Ed Cypher. And we actually got a surprise, man. Ed, show him the surprise, man.
Show him what you got.
Oh, you mean this right here?
Yeah, say what's up to the people, man. We got Ed got a camera view now.
So that's Cypher, man.
So
he's the head engineer,
the
head music producer, engineer of Studio 1025.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to get your shit mixed down, I don't know if you can see through the glass, but you see you got a little certification plaque back there, so
now
the
you
man
can
know
put
what
the
he's
face
doing.
with the name.
Yeah. Now, I mean, and that's cool too, because people been asking, yo, who's the dude in the background? You know what I mean?
Okay, facts.
He be kicking some
Oh, yeah?
knowledge and all that.
So that's
Let me find out.
the studio's main engineer. So you're looking to get any good service, your next album, next single, that's the man you want to hit up, man. So give us a call, at 407-930, sorry, right? Yeah, 930-0307. Or go to studio1025.com, and then you could book us through there, or you could book a time on the calendar, or you could go and check out some of the work as we post it. You can also check out this actual live podcast or vodcast as we're doing it on there as well. That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, basically letting them know all the streams and platforms in which they can rock out
Yeah,
with
of course,
us.
Facebook, YouTube Live. We're all doing us all live. Coalition. We in the booth. If you've been following the Studio 1025 page, the Coalition page, or Lucasino's Instagram, man, then you'll see that we'll be back in the studio and shit.
Yeah. They've been getting little cuts and smidgets.
Yeah.
Smidgets
He
and
said
smudgets.
smidgets.
What we got going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what I mean? It's been cool, man.
Shout out
it's
Rob
exciting.
Dent, man. Thank you, brother. Happy Father's Day. If you're a father, I'm not quite sure.
Big shout out to Rob Dent, man. You need to come back up here, brother.
Yeah, man. You
already
come check
know,
us out, man. If you back in Orlando, man. We in a new spot and everything, brother, over here off of Orange Ave. Go to studio1025.com, man. Got the address on there, phone number. You can reach out and hit us up, man.
Indeed. AT&T that. Reach out and touch. You already know.
Facts.
Connect. But yeah, man, like we said, man, it is Artist Appreciation Week, and we just want to kick things off the right way, man. So we going to get into a joint.
Yeah,
You know
sorry
what
about
I'm
that
saying?
technical difficulties.
Nah,
real
that's
quick.
okay. I just noticed it, too.
Yeah.
Well, what's the difficulties?
Yeah, we just
He
had
played
to
the
get-
intro again on niggas.
Oh, shit.
Nah, he
So
didn't
they
do it
got
long.
they got
He
a
didn't
double
do it
dose
long.
to the intro.
Nah, he
Yo,
didn't do it long.
Oh, okay. Well, nah, I mean, you already know. But yeah, man, let's line something up and let's get into something for them. It is Artist Appreciation
Facts.
Week.
And with that being said, let's go into a Hanzo Blades, because he just sent me his Birds of Prey LP.
Dope.
And it's dope as head, or EP, whatever you call that shit. And it's dope as shit. And there's a song I'm going to get into right away. The first one's an intro, so we're not going to play that one. But it's number 2. And can you spit
Bite the bullet.
What is it? Bite the Bullet.
Bite the
That's
Bullet.
Right, Bite the Bullet.
Yeah.
Bite the Bullet by Hanzo Blade. I'm not sure if he has other people on there. I don't think so, right? Does it say featuring anybody?
Featuring Mo Ruckus.
Oh, Mo Ruckus. Okay, yeah. featuring
Okay,
Mo
Free Mo Ruckus. I see they always wear the
Yeah,
shirts.
yeah. So
That must be
that's
the
part of their team, part of the
yeah.
Grind Wave team, and also I think Rookie Luciano is another gentleman I think is part of their team too. That I try to tag in these lives sometimes. But anyway, yeah. So let's get into that shit, yo.
definitely,
Yeah,
man.
shout out
Let's
to
pop
Hanzo
that one
Blades.
So
off.
Bite the Bullet, Hanzo Blades, Mo Ruckus.
Birds of Prey, man. Y'all get in on that project, man. Super dope.
Word up.
Facts.
Here we go.
I think that when there's hopelessness, people revolt. Because it's like there's nothing. It's like, it's like we're going, is America gonna help us ever? Because I mean, we know for a long time they haven't. Are they ever? And it's like all these things are showing us no. And there's there's somebody goes, no, they're not gonna help you. No, they're not gonna help you. And then of course, we seeing, no, they're not helping us. All BS aside, it all comes down to we gotta survive. I mean, even warriors put their spears down on Sundays. We got to survive here in this country. Because I'm not going back there. We got to survive here. For us to survive here. White folks, black folks, Korean folks, Mexican folks, Puerto Ricans, we got to understand. We got to take it.
Hey yo, this life never came with a manual. Ever been locked in a cage like an animal? Felt like your family and friends have abandoned you. Homie dying in your arms, that type of shit'll damage you. Selling dope to mom so she won't cop up the avenue. One of the most fucked up things I ever had to do. Little Puerto Rican nigga quick to put his hands in you. Even ran up in the pig's crib and took the stash of loot. When it came to bitches, you can ask them I was Hannibal. Only thought of riches, but it never seemed tangible. Waited on a person who only regretted having you. Crashed on everybody's couch like I was a bandicoot. Always had an attitude, the streets made me flammable. Even the doctor looked and said we can't examine you. But through it all, best believe you know I got gratitude for all of those who show me love in any type of magnitude.
And when I say American, people think I'm talking about Uncle Sam. I mean like actually Uncle Sam with the gray hair and the flag. I mean you. the guy, you, the mechanic, wherever. You need to do something.
Yeah. My life ain't come with a manual. Letting pops down, not a snap of what I plan to do. I plan to feast, eating on your flesh like a cannibal. Calculated more, how more plus mechanical. Fam, I'm not a fan of you. Crazy Irish kid, I'm wild and quick to put the can to you. Older brother shot dead at 22. Yup, that's the type of shit that damage you. It's understandable, but you can understand it. You standing under this animal, manhandle your mandible. Bark the order and then my clan handle you. Plan to move, then execute for some extra loot. Crime wave, nah, we never tested so. Only fucking on the broad if she extra kill. I never lose cause I always learn. A holy fire inside and burns on the yearn eternal. The murder with urge verbal, yet we must avert the hurdles.
Yeah. We back in effect. Yeah, what's up, man? MELLO-ROOM, you know, if you just tuning in.
He had that director point over there. He was like, yeah, got it back at you.
If you just tuning
Throw
in,
it back
man,
to
we
you,
was
Ed.
just bumping the joint by Hanzo Blades and
Yes,
Mo
sir.
Ruckus on their EP on the Birds of Prey.
Mhm.
And that was Bite the Bullet. You know, they are definitely, like, me and Uzi sound, like, we really gravitate to y'all music, man. That shit's real dope, man.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's definitely that just brings you back to that essence, man. Like I say, man, I love lyrical
It got
content.
like it got like the hard beats, like the what do they call them, dark beats.
Mm-hmm.
But it got like a boom bap feel.
Yeah.
Niggas be riding on that shit. You
They give it up
So-
crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. That's why, like I always say, I always shout them out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's always like a personal favorite of mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts, yeah.
Big
think
shout
that's-
out to them.
I think the term is hardcore.
Hardcore beat.
Hardcore.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what it is called. Or they call them dark beats.
Hardcore
too.
rap.
Oh,
Hardcore rap.
hardcore rap.
That's called hardcore rap.
Oh, okay, I got you.
He said it's called hardcore rap.
Hardcore rap.
Yeah,
Rap,
man.
rap.
Which defined by artists like M.O.P.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but they don't have an MP. They're not loud, so like they don't have that same style.
Yeah, but that type of beat is what I'm saying. That
Yeah,
type
oh,
of
yeah, the
beat,
beat, the beat,
they're
right.
grimy, gritty,
Mm-hmm.
make you want to
Heavy
break
snare.
something,
Yeah, you already know.
make you want to do that head nod that you can't escape.
Yeah. So speaking of what our favorite artists who be sending their music, we also really appreciate Two Turn Jizzle and Mike Peasy's music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And,
man.
I
every
wanted to
track,
bring this up.
every track is dope from them.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I want to just bring this up though because you know we're not going to bring up a lot of topics today, other than today in hip hop history. But I want to get this out the way. And shout out to those brothers, man, because I give them big respects and big up for not just their music, but also just kind of being a voice and the face for by accident.
Yeah.
So they happened to go through a incident when they were shooting their new video,
Raise the bar.
Raise the Bar, out there with in Atlanta.
With Pastor Troy.
And they happened to witness an actual cop assault, which turned into a
Yeah.
death.
That was bananas.
Yeah.
Right, which happened
Bananas.
right next to them, to the point where a bullet even struck their vehicle that they were in.
Wow.
And I actually he had posted up something, I got to watch it, and he was up there with a gentleman on, I think it was like CNN with your man, the brothers.
Wow.
The governor of New York City and his brother. What's his brother's name?
Who, Cuomo?
Yeah, the Cuomo brother. You know, he's the one. He's on CNN or something like that,
Well,
right?
you got Andrew Cuomo and
Yeah, who's the
another one.
reporter one?
I forgot both their names, but
Well,
yeah, I know what
The
you're talking
other brother that be on news.
about. Yeah, I had seen it on the
Okay,
shit.
yeah. So he was actually up there, like, talking to that guy about the situation, and that's cool, man. That you got to be on that stage and it got to show the world what you witnessed. And
Yeah, I mean, it's
these
just
things are real.
Yeah,
you know what
man,
I'm
and it's
saying?
dope that you standing up and speaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You could have just did your video, kept quiet, and it's just a story for you to tell and shit.
Yeah, and a lot of people, it could have been used as publicity, but we understand that it's not for that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And you're putting yourself in position to where now, your face is going to be more recognizable. People are going to be paying more attention and taking more note to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just like the way you handled yourself in the situation, just keep putting yourself in the positive, brother, because, you know, what you did out there was right, you know, and thank God none of you guys were hurt. Thank God you guys were able to.
And that was to my main point, too, is that why I'm giving you the most respect for it is that thank God you're able to come and tell that story.
Yeah, you know.
Because you were that close enough to become the story. And
exactly.
And that would have been sad for us, for people who, you know, appreciate your music and we play it here on.
Definitely, man. We rock out with you guys heavy. So at the end of the day, you know, we want to see you guys progress and we want to see you guys win overall. You know what I mean? So, but we also want to see you guys do it in a safe fashion, you know, and staying out of harm's way.
Yes, sir. Well, that's I just wanted to bring that up. Anyway, with that being said, yo, we can play. We're going to do another song.
We should throw on a joint.
Raise the bar.
Really, it's only right. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
He said that's all I do. As a matter of fact. But yeah, man.
So yo, look. When you talk now, you gotta hit you gotta put your camera on.
Oh, there. I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta.
I gotta multitap.
Yeah,
you gotta remember. You got a voice and a picture now, man.
You just gave me more work to do.
You gotta let them see.
That's all you really did was give me more work to do.
But yeah, man, we gonna play that Raise the Bar joint by Two Turn Tizzle. I'm bugging over there.
Yeah, that's
Two
a tongue
Turn
twister.
Jizzle
That's a
and
tongue twister.
Peasy.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna play that joint, Raise the Bar. You know what I mean? The remix does feature Pastor Troy, and we gotta get that. I'm reaching out because I'm trying to get that exclusively. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you guys, we gotta make that happen. I'm gonna have my people talk to your people. Feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let's get into that joint, Ed. Two Turn Jizzle and Peasy, Raise the Bar. Y'all already know.
Let's get into it.
FODB, homie. Mike Peasy, Two Turn Jizzle.
Raised up now, flick. Raised up now, flick.
Time to raise up, homie.
Raised up now,
All I do is raise the bar.
Raise the bar. Turn up.
All I do is raise the bar. A hater, I just turn up with the hating. Wait your turn up. Better go and get your earn up. Don't get hit up with this burner. $1 get money. $1 get money. $1 get money. Hey, no making no money. Hey, no making no money. Hey, no making no money. All I do is raise the bar. Raised up on them haters and don't give a fuck who don't like it. Yeah, streets rockin' with the kid and I'm keeping them hoes in sight. This South Memphis shit up in me. I come from a Grammy city. You at your hand out your whole life. He at the grand to get it. Living legend, gon' Google me and tell them haters pay some hundreds. He ain't nothing but a city boy, but well known across the country. Fuck a hater, I just raise on them. Know you wanna see me down bad. Slick hatin' ain't no benefit. That's why you broke with your clown ass. Ain't no made no money. All the blogging don't get you a check. Got mad at me, crash down. That's an emotional wreck. Still remain on that flat shit. Yeah, it's up there like a jet. And I ain't even try to raise on them. That's just how a nigga flex. All I do is raise the bar.
Raise the bar. Turn up.
All I do is raise the bar. Hater, I just turn up. They hate with your turn up. Better go and get your earn up. Don't get hit up with this burner. $1 get money. $1 get money. $1 get money. $1 get money. Hey, no making no money. Hey, no making no money. Hey, no making no money. All I do is raise the bar.
These niggas not on my level. I'm raising the bar, that's applying the pressure. I'm moving in silent, these niggas be hate, so I know they ain't silent. Yeah, I keep my foot on their neck. I'm making it hard for these niggas to breathe. These niggas ain't weighing up. They ain't fucking with me. Hey, they gon' get you no money. These niggas all in they feelings. I'm going get me a bag. I'm trying to give me some millions. Came back in the game, fresh off the block, it's Two Turn Jizzle. I done broke the knob, ain't no turning me down, you know I'm official. I'm an underdog, but don't count me out, cause I'm one of the best. Put some respect on my name, whoa, yeah, I know I'm a threat. I just turn up on them haters, talking outside of they neck. These niggas really some bitches, hating on the niggas' success.
All I do is raise the bar.
Raise the bar. Turn it.
All I do is raise the bar. Hater, I just turn up. They hating with your turn up. Better go and get your earn up. Don't get hit up with this burner. $1 get money. $1 get money. $1 get money. $1 get money. Hey, no making no money. Hey, no making no money. Hey, no making no money. All I do is raise the bar. Hey!
Yes, sir. We back like we supposed to be.
Yes, sir. Right here in the MELLO-ROOM every Sunday.
You already know. It's the one they call Ooze, and I'm right here with the guard they call Lucas.
If you just tuning in, today's Sunday Fun Day, and it's Artist Appreciation Day, so you're going to hear a lot more music than you hear from us.
Definitely.
But we got some topics we going to touch.
And like
I think you got one you said...
Oh, well, I mean, we could go on today in hip-hop and all that. We'll get back to all that later.
Right, cool.
You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, before we do jump into it, like we said before, man, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. You know what I'm saying? Today is definitely a day to big you guys up. You know what I mean? Wish we could have more. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, man, at least to get you something.
If you, like I said, man, we need dads in the homes. Even the stepdads in the homes, man. Dads just need to be in the homes just as much as the mothers do.
Definitely, that's very important.
Don't let the government or other people's opinions prove you wrong. Otherwise, it's proven, like, you know, just by being with kids, man, the kids need, you know, the father and the mother.
Yeah, definitely. It's guidance, you know what I'm saying? It's things that needs to be taught, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of that comes more with tradition and art to it, you know what I'm saying? The morals and all that stuff like that you get from that type of shit.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like we said, man, be more involved, man. Be more at home. Be more involved with your kids, you know what I mean? Get in tune with them, man, because times are changing. And they're one with the time. I don't know. Some of us are still left behind in time.
And I was thinking about this the other day too, just about like you know I always go into some stupid deep thought shit, but it's not stupid to me. But I was just thinking about this, and I was like, man, why do the kids seem smarter, right? And it can't be anything. There's nothing like that happened within the body that changed their brain to be a smarter person. It's just the access of knowledge, and especially for us too. So when our parents was little, right, there wasn't really too much TVs, and you know they were influenced more by radio and just being out in public, right?
Of course.
So when they raised us off of those values.
Yeah.
But as they were raising us, we got into having TVs and video games. So when we get old enough to raise kids, our values are based from that type of movement.
That's
so
wild.
we're trying to raise them based off of our moms and what we went through's values, but they don't have neither of that. They're so disconnected from farming or fucking.
Oh yeah, but they
like,
got technology. They got the upper hand of technology.
And it's immediate access. So as soon as you're like, all right, I'm gonna give this kid this iPad. He don't know nothing. Just watch this movie. But he's learning because he realized, oh, I could touch this do that. Oh shit, this move. You know what I'm saying? When we sat down to watch movies,
we watched the movie.
You sat down and there was this box in front of you.
We got the,
and if you
we
got
the
to
message
touch the knob,
of the movie.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but I mean, it also means you had to pay more attention to the movie.
Right,
you know what I mean? You couldn't touch the TV screen and it paused. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't hit the right side of the TV screen and it goes forward to the next scene.
Right, yeah.
You know, so I mean.
So what I was getting at by mentioning that is that because of that, it's gonna allow them to absorb better, and they can watch. And when you're young, you're the most purest you are. So you see the world for what it is. So these young kids are gonna look at what's happening in front of them because they have faster access to it. And their emotions are going to be deeper than an adult's because adults have been conditioned for pain and all that shit. So these kids are going to see this shit growing up, and their generation, hopefully with great guidance, is going to be the change because they're going to grow up with what they have to see. And they're going to be like, man, when we get older, we changing this.
And they see it all, you know
right,
what I mean?
Right. And we grew up like knowing it was there, but we just grew up with like, we can't do nothing. We live right here in this little town of blah, blah, blah.
It's the access they got of it too, man. Because it's like my nephew. He just got his iPod, and my nephew's 4, man. But then he goes so beyond, like, it's an iPod. Like I said, it's not a phone. We're not talking about the phone. We're talking about the actual, what they were intended to be before phones.
Yeah, before they
you know
actually can talk on them and shit.
Yeah, exactly. But he understands it all the way to the concept of making calls. He know he got an app on there that he can make a phone call.
And it's
So,
crazy
like,
that you say that,
And
right?
he calling me. Like, he called me on my lunch break. He called me, like, every day. I be at work because he want to go,
He just want to talk. He want to
Not even want to talk. He
Not-
wants something. He
Yeah.
wants to go to the pool.
He want to do things.
He want to do what he wants to do.
And he
Like-
knows
And
that
that's his
watching
way to
the
get it.
adults, he knows by watching the adults that this is how the adults communicate
Well,
and
that,
get things done.
and he
So
know that
like-
that's my crib.
Yeah,
so he's
right,
like,
right.
I'm calling
And
Theo.
isn't that amazing to you how a 4-year-old could be that fucking like what is the word?
Just in tune.
Like so in tune to what's around him and what's going on that he knows, yo, this guy on the phone right here is the one with the pool. You know what I'm saying? It don't even got to be a picture. It could be the letters. He just recognized now just the
that's
letters
how I
in
go
front of
swimming.
him.
That's how I go swimming.
It's funny
Yeah,
because
he said these letters right here has got the water.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it is, like, without even noticing, man, your kids are gonna learn how to read. You know what I'm saying? Without you even noticing it, due to
Yo,
that.
I tell you right now,
You know what I'm
crazy
saying?
experience. I'm getting in the truck, with him. I put him in through the driver's side with me.
Mm-hmm.
It got the cruise control button, say on off. This nigga, I've never showed him an on off button. I never read this to him, anything. This nigga he get in the seat, he go on off, and then walk past. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I said, what you just say? He said on off. I said, this nigga know what on and off is.
He was
Yeah,
just
man.
letting
By
you know.
reading this shit.
That's
He
why
was
I
just
said.
letting you know because you ain't know that he knew.
Yeah, right. But I found it super impressive because I'm over here like, man, I gotta teach this nigga how to read.
I gotta teach
and
him
shit.
his letters.
Right,
Meanwhile,
right.
he already got the reading part. You just gotta tell him the letters.
Right, and he doesn't, and that's the advancement in him is like this. He can, you know how you got the shit in kid mode? He can take it out of kid mode because he want to go use YouTube,
Yeah.
right? But if I pull out a card with A on it, I'll be like, what's this? He'll be like, 5. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, no, it's A.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? I'll show him that shit later. I'll be like, what's this? He'll be like, 2. Or he'll say he'll be like, 9. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to fuck with you. Like, it's like he recognize it, but he don't want to say
He
it.
don't want to acknowledge.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
haven't been. I don't know,
Right.
what you teach the kid yet.
Right,
'cause,
we
you
haven't
know,
actually sat down because he
taught the
wasn't in
letters.
daycare, and then COVID happened. We put him in daycare right before COVID happened, and then we had to take him home. So most I tried to do was pull out letters and try to have him repeat them with me and stuff. But I haven't really been able to sit down, like, you know how you're in school and they be like, A, B, C, D.
Yeah, you get the
He'll
A
do
and the
that shit
sound
with
of
you.
A, and
The nigga can count to 17,
Yo, check this out.
but you show him the number 17, he'll be like 3. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out. I was about to say, so I'm a firm believer in the fact that I feel like kids are going to pick up on a lot of stuff before you even teach them.
let the people
anything.
see you.
Yo, they can see me.
Well,
yeah,
he said, let the people see you.
Nah, but they're going to learn from watching your mannerisms,
Of course.
and they soak up everything like sponges anyway,
of course.
so it's just funny, like, I got 3 kids myself, and they learned a lot of stuff before I even taught them.
Yeah.
They just soaked it up on their own.
That's why I
So-
say, like, with the further and the advancement of technology,
and with the television,
it's like, for
we got
instance,
now, with all
he
these
got the
apps.
concept of reading, but doesn't know all the letters individually yet. Like what
But
we
at
were
least-
just speaking about, Mike's
Yeah.
son. You know what I'm saying? So technically, he jumped to 5th grade and skipped kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, all of that.
And that's
Because you're already reading. And now
Oh, yeah.
you fuck around and think about it. And this is why I say think about it. Because for both of you guys got kids, and your kids are watching TV shows. 9 out of 10, when the TV show comes on, the TV show normally, and nowadays, is a sentence.
Yeah,
It's not just one word anymore of a show.
right. You gotta recognize.
You
the
know what
whole
I'm saying?
thing.
So when you're scrolling, because I know you hit the Netflix and I know you hit the YouTube
That's what I'm gonna say.
to
You
put
got
the
so
shows
many
on for the
different
kids.
apps now to show you so many different types of shows.
Yeah,
now,
but
like-
what's fascinating to me and what's so cool to me is that I don't think, without even noticing, parents are getting, your kid can read.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Like your kid is,
It's recognized.
he's recognized this. First of all, it started off by just seeing the picture and identifying with the picture. Then it started with saying the name of the show so much that he understands and knows, all right, that's what that says.
Right.
So when they scroll, you could be scrolling and be about to scroll past, and then they be like, "No,
Yeah,
that one."
Right?
You know what
He'll
I'm
be like,
saying?
What's that? He'll be like,
And they'll tell you the
Garfield.
name. Yeah, they tell
He'll
you
be
the
like,
name of the
"Motherfucker,
show.
The association will make them learn the word. Right?
Yeah,
From
you know
there,
what I'm saying?
From
Like,
there, they'll start
So,
recognizing the
for
letters,
anybody
and
who has kids,
they'll
I
know.
found this really cool show, and if I can get it next show, I'll bring it up or I'll post it for kids, and it has to do with counting, and it's dope because they remember the little blocks that we had when we were a kid, and they made you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they had a stick of 5 or a stick of 10, and you remember you used to learn how to count and use 10s and 1s like that. Son, they got this cartoon, bro, that the whole time they talk like that. So it's a block, and her name is 1. And she'll be like, everything she do is 1, and everything's a reference to 1, and make the shape 1, like I'm one thing. And then they'll have another block, and then the block will jump on top of them, and then it turns to 2, and it's a total different person now. It's a totally different character. And then now his name is 2, and he runs around doing everything 2. And I thought it was really smart because not only did you showing an object adding to something and becoming that number, you're giving an association and a character, and like you said, they get to learn how to read because you're saying the association with the sound and shapes and shit.
Yeah, they're
I thought it was like the
familiarizing
dopest
themselves with it.
cartoon in the world, son.
And
it's so cheesy, but I was like, yo, this is the perfect learning cartoon for kids and shit.
Yeah, because not only is it explaining it in all fashions and forms, it's also imprinting it in the kid's head.
Yeah,
just
because
by how many times
they're
going at it.
using that entertainment value of it by turning each individual thing into a character and giving them a story and a name and a different color. But
Definitely.
but they're still adding, like when 2 added another one, they're like 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying, and shit. So it was cool. I was just sitting there. I was mesmerized, like, oh shit.
And it's funny too, because even with my sister, like me and my sister were conversating the other day about my nephew. You know what I mean? And just even how we were talking about it, and I was like, yo, it's crazy. Like your kid, and not just your kid. Kids that are getting ready to indulge on the experience of school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, like these kids.
Has he done daycare?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Something
saying?
different for him.
Yeah, but even for the ones that have done daycare, then the idea that we know of as school, me, you, your parents, even a generation underneath you say, because you got 16, 17, or 14-year-olds that are in school. You got 8-year-olds that are in school and been in school for like 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Their idea and concept of school can be in such a catastrophic change come this year.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? That the idea and what they know as school
It's totally changed.
will be a complete different image of what you knew as school. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like that shit is crazy. Like,
yeah, I've been thinking about that because even not to get into even with stipulations that might come along with having to go to school might hinder me from bringing them back into school. I need to think about those options too.
Yeah, because it's like even think about it. Say you let them go back to school, right? Now, say they make the changes that they make and give Mello 5 years, and they've done the changes, and these changes been implemented, and it's 5 years into this now.
Yeah.
Izzy will have full right and full ability to say, I wish school could go back to what it used to be.
Yeah, because she remembered.
Mello won't have no...
He'll be like, used to be what?
Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? He won't have no idea of what school used to be like when it was just all out, all right, yeah, go meet friends, play, socialize, learn different personalities and things within the world. You know what I'm saying?
And
like
that would suck to set my son up for that.
Yeah, like that's
because
crazy.
At least my daughter will have memory of, but I wouldn't want my son to have to live all of his remembering life knowing that school had no social part to it. You know what I'm saying?
Or even just the fact that you used to have 8 classes a day.
Now you have like one where you sit in front of a screen.
You know what I'm saying? Because with the way that they're talking about bringing back school, they're looking at doing it to where
no fucking back and forth through classes no more.
Teachers will be the ones switching instead of students. That's one stipulation. Another one is that they'll do half classes to where basically if it was a class of 24 kids,
no, it's 12.
12 will be 8 to 12.
Okay.
The other 12 will be 12 to 4 or
Right,
12
right,
to 1. I mean 12 to 3, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But look at the division in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it sucks because what you're explaining to me in my head is we're now teaching our kids not to socialize. And that's what my son's going to remember.
That's what I
from
was
the
catching.
beginning.
That's
Not
what I
from-
was catching too. Huh?
If I may add something,
Definitely.
because when I was a kid in school, my parents told me don't even socialize in school. Like you're
Yo,
wasting
got
your
the
time.
loudspeakers on.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, loudspeaker.
They told me like don't even socialize in school. Like you wasting your time. Like those people you call your friends, they not.
Okay, so look
They
at
ain't,
Well, I
not,
mean,
they ain't,
let's
they ain't
look
not
at
gonna
that
be
for a
there
minute.
with you.
Let's look at that for a minute because I get what you're saying.
I get what he's saying
But
too.
we're talking about parents looking out for their kids in the aspect of, yo, don't waste your time looking like focused on having friends. Go to school to learn because those friends don't matter.
Of course.
But
Exactly.
what we're talking about is the aspect of being social.
I think
with
we
those
all
kids.
got that.
Period,
I think
right.
we all got that remark or that comment
Yeah.
said to us from our parents, because that normally came around a time where you got in trouble with one of your
Right,
friends in
right,
school,
right. Or
and
you're
it
like,
was
but my
why
friends
you
are
was doing it. You
My
know what I'm
friends
saying?
is doing it, mommy.
Now-
Why can't I go?
Now, granted, I get that, and we all did get that comment, and we all did get that lecture about why not to do it.
Yeah.
But we also got to develop
Lunch
friendships.
times.
I mean, just aside from that,
Recess, like
we got to
we hung out with
develop
them.
friendships and personal skills on our own.
Some of us
And you
on
learn
different.
lessons
Some of us
from
on
that.
different
And
levels.
you do learn lessons for it. You know what I'm saying? Without being taught, like, because for instance, your parents couldn't teach you how to make a friend.
Right. They can tell you.
You understand what
talk
I'm
to
saying?
somebody,
That
but
came from trial and error throughout your own life and your
the
own
most they can tell you to do
experiences.
is be open.
Be
your mouth.
kind or be
Yeah,
courteous. That's
talk.
all they really could teach you. But
Honestly-
they couldn't teach you the
Social aspect of it.
yeah, they couldn't teach you that because you have to go through that. It's like
All right,
saying
so-
some
so
things
look.
you got to experience.
So look, socially, I feel like I came from a different perspective because my parents weren't even from this country. So when
Definitely.
they came here, their whole socialism was different than everybody
course.
who
But they
was
came
already
here as
here.
adults,
So
though.
so what they tried
So
to
you gotta
teach
get
me
that.
was
You gotta remember that too.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, say
they
that
came
again?
as adults, but they also came
yeah.
with what was going
Yeah.
on with where they're from.
Right.
So with
But-
coming to a new place in that, you're not always going to be
They're protected.
open and outspoken, which that's completely understandable. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is,
But you still
when
went
you
to
left
school.
your door, when you left that door in
I
the
had to-
morning, and you made it to school in the morning,
I had to figure it out on my own.
and you couldn't help but say what's up to the kid
Yeah.
that walked up to you, because oh shit, look at this kid over here.
Yeah, you
He
wasn't.
kinda
Those
looked
are-
like
those
me.
are
My
the
mama
things
told
that
me
we
no
picked up on our own.
socializing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Socializing people skills. Those are things that you developed as a human on your own.
Trial and error.
Your parents may
Right,
tell
like,
you,
let's look
don't
at-
worry about that, don't do this, focus more on this.
Right.
All that is cool. All of us got that
I tell
same
my
lecture.
kids that shit now.
But we all also had to go to school, and we all also had to sit in the cafeteria until your teacher took you to the classroom or whatever. And when you was in the cafeteria in the morning having breakfast,
Somebody would talk to you.
you
or
was
somebody-
socializing.
Somebody came, even if they were picking on you.
Yeah,
you
whether-
had to like interact with
Whether
that.
it was a nigga coming to get your milk or
Yeah.
whether it was a nigga coming to talk to you about Ninja Turtles that was on this morning before
Right.
he came
you
to
still
school.
had to interact socially with these people.
It developed social,
now,
social
What
skills.
Oz is saying now is to where they're bringing this to is they have to have 6 feet separation.
Yeah.
They got to have less kids in the classroom that interact with each other. The
Which
teachers,
I don't disagree with. Which is what I was trying to say was, being that my parents taught me a different way than most people, I got to see a different perspective of
course.
socializing.
Right.
So looking at their perspective and looking at my perspective, being that I picked it up on my own, I would kind of agree with what they're doing now.
With
Like,
the
you know what?
separation.
Yeah,
Let
because
me-
it's
let me
too much
explain this.
distraction, if you ask me.
Right. All right.
I
So
get what you're saying.
let me bring this scenario into play though. Any person that you've come across in your life that was socially awkward, were they ever did not more times out of none, they wind up doing most of the craziest shit in society.
That reminds me of this.
Yeah,
That reminds me
sometimes.
of this kid.
Some people.
Right? Most people who are mostly my bad.
Go ahead, go
most
ahead,
people
go ahead.
who are wind up being socially awkward, who can't get around in public, are not jumping out the window, but school shooters. Right?
In some cases,
some
I guess
cases,
it depends
those
on
are the-
how socially
In other words,
awkward
in
you're
other words,
saying.
the emotionally unstable people that may commit a crime or may do something
Right.
stupid because of their emotional
socializing
instability.
kind of helps in a sense, right? In
Yeah.
school, because you have to learn
Yeah.
how to deal.
It's
with
a gift and a
people,
curse.
With dealing
Right.
with people.
It's a
in the
double-edged
world.
sword, definitely.
It definitely is.
Right, the parents help too, because your parents will be like, "Don't worry about him."
Mm-hmm.
But going out in the world, that doesn't register to you, because you have to worry about him when he's the guy sitting in the desk next to you and he keeps poking you with the fucking pencil.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
funny. It's funny you say that because there's this one kid that I can remember when I was a kid and growing up. He was the weirdest kid, and I wonder where he's at now. I remember his name too, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Right,
wanna
and he
blast him.
was socially
I wanna put him on
awkward, he
blast.
was
It's all good.
He
quiet.
was
It's all
socially
good.
awkward. He used to
When
lick.
we go to a song, I'm gonna ask you his name. You know that, right?
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yo, it was a little kid, and we were in like elementary school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Second, third grade.
now let me say this before we go.
He was the kid that was doing wild, crazy stuff that kids was like, why is he doing that? He's weird.
See, and I get what you're saying.
I don't even want to say what he was doing.
So imagine now, instead of one nigga in the classroom, it's all 12 of them.
12 of them motherfuckers thinking like that because they so socially awkward.
Nah, I don't think it would be the case because I could say
I don't think
9
the
out of
human
10
spirit
kids,
would allow
9
it,
out of
but it
10
could
kids
be the
is
case.
9 out of 10 kids is not gonna do what he was doing, even
All
though
right.
even though they might have grew up without
Now
socializing.
I get what you're saying on that stance, right?
He was-
But let
he
me
was
ask
vi-
you
he was
this.
definitely
Let me ask you
violating.
this
Yeah, raise the
because your
numbers on
parents, your parents came from a different country. They were raised in a different atmosphere than you, correct?
Facts.
Right. Now in the world that you're in right now, you know more people than your parents know, correct?
I wouldn't say that.
I'm just saying, like
I wouldn't say that.
figuratively, like friends, how you could.
Not through life.
Not through
Right
life.
now.
I
Like,
disagree.
mommy and daddy probably talk to themselves.
I
and a
couldn't
couple
tell
other
you that.
people,
I
but
couldn't
you
tell
know
you
at
that.
least 100 people you can talk to.
I couldn't tell you that because they got peoples in 2 different continents. I only know people in one continent.
I mean, I get that and I understand that, but what I'm saying is through your development and your social skills, the relationships you built, you can get things accomplished faster because of the relationships you built.
I would definitely say network-wise, I'm definitely
Yes,
probably
that's what I'm
more-
trying to say.
Yeah.
Due to the social skills you got by going out into the world in
Being
school.
social.
It's like saying your car broke down.
That's my
I got
advantage.
5 niggas that's mechanics
Well,
that I
that's-
went to school with
that's
that
the
I could
advantage.
call
That-
like, yo,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can hold me down?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or whether it be a car, whether it be a music issue, any type of issue. Due to my social skills and the way that I stretch my arm across the world through my 35 years of life, I'm able to reach out and at least access something.
Make something happen.
You feel what I'm saying? As
That's the-
opposed to saying
Damn, I gotta call
I couldn't fuck with him because my parents said don't worry about that.
socialize with
Don't
him.
socialize. You feel what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like
right,
you got to understand, socializing is what generally was supposed to bring the world together.
Right. We was
But it's a
supposed to-
double-edged sword. So it also initially divided people.
Well, it became a double-edged sword when people started using it against us.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
is
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You know what
It
I'm
is a
saying? I'm not
double-edged
saying
sword
what
now.
made it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it is. You know what I'm saying? And with the point of it being that way, there is a gift and a curse to it. The same way there's a gift and a curse to everything.
Yeah.
But when you think about the positive, if you teaching them to
Like the
identify
positive
with
to
the
overlay the
positive
negative.
people, that's overall. But if you're teaching the youth behind you how to encounter and how to decipher positive from negative as they go out into the world, that's you prepping them in a better position.
Right. It's like
As opposed to saying, don't talk to
right.
nobody.
It's
Well,
like
this
it's
is what I
like-
was gonna say. My fault to cut you off, Mike.
Good,
But
you
that's
got
the
it.
advantage that we have being in the generation, being that new generation from our parents, that we have the access to all of that.
Yes.
Same way our kids have access to more than we did.
Yes,
So they're-
absolutely.
They're,
At the
better off
same
in the
time-
world, most definitely.
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, it's kind of worse where we're going because technology does give you a broader social aspect, but it keeps you that much more separated because you're still behind the screen. You can't really
See, and that's
you
that's
can't
what I was
really
saying about
feel
the
what
technology.
the other person is feeling
through a
through
screen.
a screen. You can look at their
Unless-
face and I could fake cry.
Unless you have those experiences which taught you the difference. Like, you know how they say on a text message you can be you can misunderstand something.
Right.
That's easy. Yeah,
What-
that's
what
that's
a
that
person
easy.
is
yeah,
trying
I
to
go
say.
through that all the time. Man.
Unless you have
He'd be
enough
like, did this
experience.
nigga try me? Like, is this nigga trying me?
You dig? Unless I feel like unless you have that
No, I think
experience
that's
to
a
know
good
where
point,
okay,
terrible with that
let me just not take this one way because it could go that way or this way based on my knowledge of my experience of dealing with people personally.
Mm-hmm.
I can know that this person just said this, but you know what?
Facts.
I'm not gonna take it that way.
Facts, that's the only
Absolutely.
way you're. That goes.
Life
That almost
experience.
falls into the realm
Yeah,
of what I tell
absolutely.
people about eyesight. Yeah, blind people learn, but they learn a little different. But most people learn from your eyes. You absorb everything from what you look at and perceive. So that kind of falls in the lines of that. If you can't go out and socialize with somebody and perceive it with your eyes and touch, you have to use all 5 senses, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But the eyesight is like the main one because it'll show you reaction. It'll show you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with that. I
Yeah,
feel like that's why.
It'll show you reaction.
Yeah,
It'll show
that's
you
why.
emotion, and you'll know how to perceive it better.
Body
You know what I'm
language. Yeah, body language says a lot. So when you're talking to a person, you can hear how they sound. They're what you call that? The tone. You know what I mean?
Auditory.
The tone and how they're saying something,
Mm-hmm.
and their body language will tell you exactly what they mean versus just reading the words and misconstruing it.
That's a whole fact. That is a whole fact. And
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
that's why I say, like, with the theory of it, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's a gift. I don't know if it's a curse. You know, with the way that they're looking at doing this, I'm just looking at the overall of what kids may miss out on.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's like, think about how many kids this year graduated from all levels of school. You know, think about your high school
backyard
graduates.
by
missed
Think
their
about it. Your high
graduation.
school graduates, no prom
You know
this
what?
year. No senior trip. None of those impressionable
I can't
memories
feel
as a
sorry for
senior.
that.
Those
I
things,
don't
those
have
things
that.
weren't that
I
important to
can't,
me.
you know, I don't either.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, for the
yeah.
ones that did it and looked forward to that,
Yeah, that sucks.
I remember.
feel
I
you on
don't
that
have
part.
it, but I remember the seniors that,
Yeah,
that
I
got
never
it.
went. I never went to my
That's why I
prom. I never went to
kinda
my
relate and I
prom.
don't.
No, I'm saying you didn't, but you graduated, right?
Yeah,
You remember walking, right?
yeah.
You remember that day with your cap and gown and the rest
Yeah.
of your class,
It wasn't
right?
that big of a deal. I feel like I was wasting my time
Well,
there.
guess
to be
what?
real.
Well, you went
To
to Gateway,
us-
bro. So at the end
You
of the
did
day,
too.
my
To
nigga,
us-
it's a whole different world in Gateway, bro. Because I spent
Yeah.
some time there too.
Yeah.
But to us,
So, you
yo,
know
it's
what
a
I
little
mean?
bit
So you
more
know where I'm
bigger
coming
of a
from.
deal.
I know exactly where you coming from, but it's also a Gateway was a real crossroad for a lot of us in our lives.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was either you give a fuck or you don't.
Right, and it was a thin line in between.
You know,
that
and it was
too.
a very thin line.
Yeah.
And I think the I don't give a fuck ended up outweighing the giving a fuck.
And that was
the
influenced
long
by
run
the
of
teachers that didn't give a fuck because
Well, I
they
mean,
were
yeah, it was
because
influenced
they
by
were
the teachers.
because they were fucking with majority of the students that they didn't like based off of whatever. It could have been how they were dressed, how they talked. The teachers might just not have respected you.
Well, I mean, that's true.
And made your opinion of school worth shit. So then you don't want to go to class.
That's true. And I mean, it was more of what we were being fed at the time too.
That part too.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I see a lot of and like I said, it ain't to bust nobody or nothing like that, but it's a lot of people that turned out the way they turned due to what they seen.
Man, look.
Like Mike said, your eyes.
Without getting too deep, my history teacher in 10th grade told us that the picture that we knew of Jesus was really not him.
Yeah. I mean,
And he was, and we
that's
was like,
something he
what? We was
decided
like,
to
what?
share with you.
We was like, what? We're not even supposed to talk about this in school.
That's
'Cause-
something he wanted to. He decided.
Oh, I
on
mean,
his own
see,
truth
but
to
that's
share
some.
with
See,
you.
but that's what I mean, and that's where I say your perception of people and your intake of information and how you take it in. It's like saying, all right, you told me that, I could tell you this, and mind you, this is one of my best and favorite teachers throughout my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a teacher that one day in class, he had a real lesson for everybody, a life lesson.
He had a heart to
And this
heart.
is the way he had to break it to us. And it's real. Like, he had to give it to us like that.
Okay.
In order for people to understand and grasp it. That's why I say the I don't give a fuck and the give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because one day we were in class and he was like, yo, I'm going to ask everybody a real question in here. How many of y'all mothers graduated high school?
Okay.
How many of y'all fathers graduated high
Certain
school?
hands were. I'm sure certain hands were raised and some weren't.
Some were raised, some weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Some didn't raise at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be because they didn't know or whether it be because neither one of their parents graduated high school.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was his way of basically getting us to understand, look, man, the cards are stacked against y'all.
Right.
You
My mother-
have
my
to
mother
learn
never
to start to
graduated
care
high
about
school.
this shit. You could be a statistic and fall right into the category of what your parents are. Because right now, to the world, you're not graduating.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? And this is how he made that class and those kids give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I
just
say
like them.
when the ones that graduated,
See,
it meant a lot more to them.
Okay.
Right.
Because they understood, all right, I broke that chain, that cycle. I defeated that whole stereotype on that.
I can't even lie. Like, my mom never graduated high school, but she went on to be a woman that did her part. She did more than what was expected of a woman in that time and age to do
Of
her
course,
part, taking
of
care of her
course.
family. You know what I mean?
And of course, and it's
We
because
always
at
had
some
what we
point in
needed.
life, whether it had been because of the standards and the situation of where she was living, or whether it had been because of her life and what she was indulging in at the time. You know what I'm saying? We won't know that because that was her life to live.
Yeah. Well, I heard
Of
the
course,
stories.
you know as her son, my
Oh,
nigga.
yeah.
But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? We, the public. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna know that because that was
Yeah.
her life to live.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, but that's not saying that they didn't accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Because even for like some that didn't graduate high school, or whatever, they still ended up getting a GED, went far in companies, and did other things. You know what I'm saying? But at that moment in time, nobody broke the I don't give a fuck mentality for them.
Nah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say.
They didn't even have that I don't
It's
give a
just when
fuck
person
mentality. That wasn't
if you just
even
get lucky
existent for them.
sometimes, and some people get that person that's willing to give the truth.
Yeah.
And that falls outside of the curriculum of school.
Exactly.
For me, I never went to a school that had a teacher that was willing to give me an outside curriculum.
Yeah.
For me, it was all social.
By the book. So for you, it was
Yeah,
like, man, fuck this.
It was all, everything that I had to learn about giving a fuck or not giving a fuck was all my social experiment. If I had to go through school through a video camera, I would have never given a fuck.
Yeah.
Because I already went in there with a don't give a fuck. I had to learn how to give a fuck just to pass the grades so I didn't become, like you said, the statistic. You went back.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I'm saying?
statistic.
Oh, you did this. The reason why I wound up becoming a statistic and then changing that again is because I didn't give a fuck. I did some shit outside of school that wound up affecting in school. And then the school attacked me because, like you said, I'm already told, you ain't graduating, nigga. So I had to leave from there and create my own avenue to succeed. So when you say, oh, yeah, walking wasn't that big of a deal, well, when you tell that to a person like me and Ooze, who were like, we wanted to walk and didn't fucking walk.
We was just doing some other shit,
like,
man.
we wanted to walk but didn't
Right.
get to walk, and then it's not a regret, but when you look back at it, you're like, damn, that would have been cool.
And mind you, I
know what
wasn't
I'm
even saying, and see, that's that, and mind you, now that we getting deep with it, yeah, it probably would have been cool. And I wasn't even getting to it for that point.
Right, I don't have
My
regrets
point
for
of
it,
it
but
was,
this is-
my point of it was, is what we know as a norm
it's done with.
is done with. You know what I'm saying? What kids may know as a norm of graduating, they're gonna have a different idea of it starting after this year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can't have a prom no more because social distancing.
Right.
I went to a prom before I was
never
a senior.
went to a prom, so-
And man, proms was the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was like a
I
club.
didn't get to do that either.
You know what I mean?
I left school in junior year, so.
Yeah, but even as a junior, you know, seniors ask juniors to go to the prom with them and shit like that.
I didn't go to the prom.
Mike
The
said I
most I
wasn't
did,
popping.
the most I did,
I wasn't popping at
I went to
all,
the
man. I'm
homecoming.
sorry.
I went to the homecoming game. The homecoming dance. That was it. I never went
Yeah,
to the
you
prom.
feel what I'm saying, but my thing is you've experienced things
one-
like that. Like your
Yeah.
kid ain't gonna experience that, my G.
Hopefully
I had a
they
bad
will,
ex-
but
I had a bad
doesn't look like
experience
they
though.
will.
so I
Hopefully
can't
they
even
will,
front.
but right now they got you wearing masks and gloves, man. When you went to that homecoming dance, you probably slow danced with somebody at
With
the
a
end of
girl,
the night.
And then she was definitely wearing
I
a
don't wanna
lot
talk about
less
it right
than
now.
masks and
My bad.
I
I
wanna
was
talk about that
prying
right
a little
now.
too deep. I'm sorry, Ed. Ed
said it wasn't my wife,
He said,
that's what you asked,
man, you gonna get me in trouble.
I didn't dance with nobody. I didn't
Look,
dance
I ain't
with
trying to get you
nobody.
in trouble, bro.
I
I'm
was
just
with
saying.
the homies that night. What you talking about?
It was a good night, I understand. what I'm saying is though, is like that experience for your child might not get to happen, bro.
Might not
That's
be.
all right. That's
You
all
know,
right.
and you'll be talking.
You say that's all right until your kid.
You say that's all right until you reminiscing in the garage in front of one of your kids, and they looking at you like, "What you talking about?"
I'll be like,
Like,
don't even worry about it.
You don't know about
Like,
that.
man, damn, I forgot you didn't get to do that in school,
just hit
man.
him
You
with
went to
the-
whack school, man.
I'm gonna just hit him with the. You don't even know nothing about that.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's bug, man, to think like the simple shit that you don't appreciate at the moment, but you develop appreciation for it 5 to 10 years from then. They may not have that.
You know what's crazy about wisdom? It's like always like this is like the things that grandfathers tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you calling me a grandfather, motherfucker?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in that
said
sense.
you old, nigga.
Well, I'm not saying that in the sense. I'm saying that in the sense of grandfathers socially live through life.
Yeah.
So they're telling you these things from experience. So it's like, it's exactly what it sounds like when you're portraying that these kids are gonna lack experience. So
That's
they're
important.
grandfathers.
Damn, that's actually
how
a
the
good
fuck
way,
are they
yeah.
gonna explain these things to the younger generation of their times?
That's important.
Yeah.
That is
Right, because
important.
they're gonna be like, I don't know.
See,
the teacher on the box told me.
And that's the whole thing.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
world may be in such a transition at that time. Like, man, you got to think. Mello's how old right now?
He's 4.
He's 4.
Give him
Give him 30 years from now, he may be in the Jetsons era
Right.
at 34 years old.
They don't even meet people. Everybody they talk to is on the screen.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
And you know what I'm saying?
it could get that far.
Or we can get even more fucked up and go into avatars, where people stay in their house and fucking go out into the world into avatar bodies and
Through
shit.
a machine.
Yeah, and you don't never get no real human interaction. That
Right.
he's liable to live through that.
See, and now, before we start getting too crazy and getting
'cause
too
this is
loose,
Artist Appreciation
this is Artist Appreciation Week, and I know niggas is out there like, what the fuck, man?
They're like,
What's
yo,
going
these
on
niggas
with these
is
niggas,
bugged out.
man? But you see, we just getting lost in conversation how we normally do. It's all good.
a
But
mellow room.
we're going to get into a joint here because it is the Mellow Room. It is Artist Appreciation Week, and it's only right that we show that appreciation to the artists.
Facts.
Figure deal me? Also, we got some fan art here. This is by Ty, who also gets busy on the painting. He got a lot of cool paintings up. Y'all got to check him out on Instagram, 2BTy.
So if you're a fan and you want to put some art, send it to us. Go ahead, man. Send it
Yeah,
to
you
the
know what I'm
addresses.
saying? We definitely, we
At
display
Studio
the art. Like I
1025.
said before, this is for all artists. This is a
Yo,
platform for
speaking
all
of-
artists.
My fault to cut you off, but speaking of artists, definitely want to give a shout out to Alvin Codner, who's got a couple of things that I seen on Facebook recently that I'm just blown away by his.
Big shout out.
talent
See,
and
and now
skill,
you got to
yeah.
send him a shout out through the Mellow Room so he know that we acknowledging what he got going
Definitely,
on.
I would love to have one of his pieces on our walls. To
See,
be
well,
real.
you got to reach out.
That'd be
Yeah,
dope.
definitely.
Now,
Big shout
mind you,
out
we
to
were
Alvin
we
Codner.
just had a whole discussion about this. Reach out.
Reach out. 18
Communication. You feel what I'm saying?
reach out
This is
and
this
touch
is
someone.
social skills. You could reach out to him, let him know we are fans of his here at the Mellow Room.
Facts.
He could check out our work. We've checked out his work.
Yeah.
Now let's make this merge. You feel what I'm saying? But we can only do that through social skills, brother.
Right on. Shout out to his brother,
Message.
Real Mingo Music.
Okay.
Big
Yeah, see,
Mingo.
and that's a good friend too.
Yeah.
I would like to get Mingo up here, bro.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to get Mingo out
that's
here.
his brother. You know that's
Yeah, I don't that'd
know
be
it.
dope because we could get both of them up here, and that's two different sides of art. You know, understand what I'm saying? And like I said, it's all about socializing. It's, reaching out. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, forgive me because a lot of times I'm bad at that myself. I see a lot of you guys out there on crossing, on passings, and I don't get to even put it to you guys like, yo, I got this. Come through. Come check
That's
me.
why I always say, yo, shout out to everybody because I know I missed y'all.
Yeah,
You
and
what
I know I fuck
can't-
up a lot,
I
you
gotta
know
be
what I'm
more
saying?
organized with everything. But
But
you
it's
know,
so many of
Like
y'all
I
out there
told you
doing their
before,
thing.
Man, our generation didn't have we didn't grow up learning how to reach out and touch everybody all the time. It's only when we went outside.
I think we
You
didn't
were
get
like,
made.
"Wow, can I go outside?" And then you roamed the street until the other friend that's roaming the street and you bumped into him.
Yeah,
You're
I didn't.
Yo, what's up, yo?
I don't
What you
think
been
we
doing?"
got. I don't think we got made understood the importance of it. You know what I'm
what I
saying?
call it? I call it. You know what? Like I think Drake called it Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers.
We gotta get better at
Our
our
Twitter
Twitter
fingers?
fingers. We gotta get more
I don't have
experience.
those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta
It sucks 'cause I don't have those.
We gotta get better with the Twitter fingers.
But my problem is
Yeah,
every
right?
time I want to get into conversation with people on the line, That made you sound old as shit.
Yeah, man, you just sound old.
On the line.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Oh man.
They said, man, he can't even reference
My
it, bro.
problem is, yo, when you be typing
On the-
and niggas just keep dropping message after message after message.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still in the first sentence
Niggas-
like, God damn.
Yeah, niggas type a million miles an hour.
That's Twitter fingers.
They don't.
That's Twitter
That's
fingers.
what I'm saying. They don't change the topic.
You
and
be like, man, it's no way he writing this shit. He got these shits saved and
You still
pre-stored.
trying-
He just
you still
pushing
trying to
the button.
reply to the first
Yo,
comment.
I be still on the first topic, on the first I be deleting, like, oh, I spelled that wrong. This nigga got like, yo, what you doing tomorrow? Yo, I'm on my way. I be like, fuck this shit, man. I don't even want to write back no more and shit.
Oh shit, got the homie. Said Jersey in the house.
Yo, what's up, Jason Latham? Yo, that's we went to school together, man.
You already know, man.
Yeah,
Shout out, salute. You already know.
Jersey.
Yeah, that's he's got a twin brother, man. They cool peoples, man.
Dope.
People I used to grow up with and they used to race a lot.
Salute.
Yeah.
Salute. Y'all already know. Like we were saying though, man, before we do, because I know we about to get into today in hip hop. Before we do that though, let's get into a joint.
Facts.
What it is.
Let's show them what we do here and let's put it on display.
Artist appreciation.
We're just gonna go through the list. We're just gonna play them off for you, man. So like we can let Cypher pick one.
Yeah, go ahead, Cypher.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean? We done went 2 in already. It's your turn.
Okay, shoot. Since we gonna do that, I'ma just pull out something we haven't played in a while.
All right.
Which is the Farazarati.
Okay. Big shout out to Farazarati. That's family here.
And that's Pull Up and Race.
I can't.
Is that the one?
I think that's what it was. I think that's what I was thinking of pulling the other one out, but I think we'll go with that one.
Pull Up and Race.
Yeah, we'll
And
go with
this
the Pull
one
Up and
was
Race.
engineered down by Cypher.
By
himself.
yours truly. Put the camera on yourself.
Yeah. I got the button. I got the button back here. Okay.
Yeah, man, but that was engineered by yours truly, man. And my dude does get busy. He is a professional at what he does, man. So reach out. You know what I mean? Y'all already know.
All right, so we're gonna get into that. Pull Up and Race.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Pull Up and Race
Here we go.
by Big Ooze.
And Farazarati.
Farazarati.
Yeah.
Pass me my mink robe and slippers. And one of those backwoods. I'm about to blow some kush to the face and hit South Beach. I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters that want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to rock forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up in raves. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe. I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters, they want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to rock forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up in raves. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe. I'm trying to fill up a safe. Kush to the face when I'm whipping the rave. Soon as you shine, these niggas gon' hate. They love to take shots when they saying you great. If you my nigga, I thought you a play. Pretty little bitch when they go on a date. I blow the line when I wanna escape. Stay on the grind cause it's money to make. Food on the plate, I need lobster and steak. No time to wait cause I'm chasing the cake. Bunch of haters and suckers and snakes. I know I'm a shot cause I got what it takes. I know that you feel me, you gotta relate. They say I'm the hottest, it's not a debate. Ahead of my time, you a minute too late. You a minute too late. I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters that want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to rock forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up in raves. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe. I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters, they want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to rock forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up in raves. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe.
Blowing kush to the face, got a nigga out of space. Feeling one with the Martian, surfing the Milky Way. So much paper to chase, beef it ain't no time to waste. So if you ain't talking money, the fuck up out my face. Niggas look out of place, this shit's elite, nigga. Good ain't fucking with great, so no you can't compete, nigga. When it come to the prices, our shit is steep, nigga. So for you broke niggas, nah, this ain't your league, nigga.
I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters that want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to rock forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up in raves. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe. I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters, they want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to rock forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up in raves. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe. I'm trying to pull up in raves. Beat up the block from the sound of the bass. After that money, I stay on the chase. Drippy as fuck, got 'em feeling my taste. Gas by the zip and they yak by the case. I am so high that I'm in outer space. Haters gon' hate but can't stick to the pace. The party ain't lit till we step in the place. I'm trying to pull up and double our coops. Chrome on the feet with the stars on the roof. With the stars on the roof. With the stars on the roof. I'm blowing kush to the face. 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 After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters, they want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to ride forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up and race. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe. I'm blowing kush to the face. After this money, I stay on the chase. Avoiding the haters, they want me to lose, but they can't stick to the pace. I'm trying to ride forward, break bread with the family, count money and pull up and race. 20s and 50s and 100s and stacks. I'm trying to fill up a safe.
Yeah, that's that Farazarati. Pull up in Wraiths. Yeah, we back. I got Big Ooze and Mello. They went downstairs real quick, doing what they do. I'm about to play another joint for y'all that's still tuned in with that Lou OD. I never heard this joint before, so I'm gonna just play it. It's called It Was Written. See what it sound like. Play another joint for artist appreciation. Tuned into the MELLO-ROOM right now. I'm not gonna talk too much. I'll just let that play.
On the beat, what's up?
Once again, nigga, I'm back now on my BI. Still up bustin' in trenches, still giving niggas no reply. They always said the problems come with money, and I see why. Niggas that done deaded me, now begging for a retry. I never had a hater back when my pockets was empty. Niggas treated me like I ain't existed, keep it a milli. Now a nigga got so many, I don't know they elementary. Just that they wanna run up and probably bust that 9 milli. The problem that separates me and you is my mentality. You live in block fantasy when I'm good in reality. Never proceeded to defecate on these niggas when I could've wreaked havoc and suffocated these niggas. I'm a cartel affiliate that keep it on the low. I ain't gotta put up braid and tell them go. Just call me the vigilante, aka J Flow. Your whole operation stops just off of my say so. I'm out it. The awakening's kinda rude if you doubt it. The kid born up in the jungle and I made it about it. Guns, drugs, and the money, yeah, I grew up around it. Most of them scared of the hustle, I'm so glad that I found it. Don't be asking what's in it, cause I be minding my business. Yeah. And if you asking what's in it, have that money in your hand before we start talking business. Don't be asking what's in it, cause I be minding my business. Yeah. And if you asking what's in it, have that money in your hand before we start talking business.
I moved through a couple states, stolen cars, switch plates, wrist shake, hard work, perfect planning, no break. I be trying to shake and bake, make cake, now have my family no wake. So hard that was pace. Snakes always got a lot to say. I refrain to speak a day if they don't make me no cake. Okay. I've been on some cold blocks, blacks tucked in my socks. I've been frisked by cops. Trying to move up to photographers, taking pics and using cannons. But I'm in the hood with niggas using lens, shooting cannons. Baby's abandoned, pops buried 6 feet. Damn, he's no longer standing. Kids ain't understanding shit. Selling poison, it got me out of that. Even though they try to pull me in, I ain't looking back. They testing my nerve, trying to make me clap. But feeding in is only gonna send me to the max. But all I know is moving packs. I'm trying to make it out the trap. And that's a fact.
Don't be asking what's in it, cause I be minding my business. Yeah. And if you asking what's in it, have that money in your hand before we start talking business. Don't be asking what's in it, cause I be minding my business. Yeah. And if you asking what's in it, have that money in your hand before we start talking business. Cause I be minding my business. Cause I be minding my business.
That's that Lou OD. It was written. I like that joint. That joint's on fire. I'm gonna get into another joint real quick since I'm over here playing music and they left me in control. It's gonna be a cypher show. Let's see, we're gonna get into another one. I wanna play this joint from Mingo. I've been meaning to play some Mingo joints. It's been a while since I heard these, but we recorded this one in Kissimmee not too long ago. I'll let y'all hear what it sound like. Yeah, we're gonna get into another track. I got Ooze and Mello coming back in the studio, so they get a chance to hear it. I want to let everybody get a chance to hear this exclusive right here.
Okay, go ahead, blast that off.
Since y'all stepped out, I figured I might as well play the exclusive. This is the joint called Queens by Mingo.
That's what's up.
All right.
Shout out to Mingo.
Yeah, the homie.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before we connect this thing worldwide. It's a Kissimmee King out in Queens. But my dad's still alive and he moving solid. Would that make me Prince King? Well, rose petals on the ground, I'd rather see him growing out of concrete. Poetic justice one time for 2 PAC. That boy from Harlem, I'm in Queens though. I'm from Jamaica, moved to Jersey, came to Queens like every other weekend or so. Step in Grand Auntie Doe, my cousin's on the floor playing Super Nintendo. I'm looking to play, they slid me a Genesis controller, so I play. Until I realized I was played. I ain't tripping, no, I did the same thing to my little cousins. Besides Civ, Hitman, T-Sean, Dawn, all the conjunction, real cousins. They let me play when they was gone, making money work. Couple years later, I beat 2 of them mercifully. Except for Sean Dawn. I remember he had me in the game of mercy on the kitchen floor. Big Auntie May came in, she said, let him go. R.I.P. Big Auntie Mavis, first dead body ever seen. God took a queen out of Queens. Memories, feeling royal now, but I've been around Queens. Mama, grandmama, niece in Kissimmee right now.
Yeah, we back.
we back in the building, man. It's your boy Ooze with the partner in crime, the one they call Lucas.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the homie Cypher. He held it down for a second. We had to step away, you know.
Yeah,
it's only
see
right.
What happens when y'all leave me? When y'all leave me in control?
Hey, man, that's dope, man. I actually like that, man. You want to know why it's even so dope? Because one, you just premiered something that we ain't having the stash.
I just need a flex bomb.
Now, hold on, because you also gonna have to get a clarity bomb too, because I don't need Mingo coming like, yo, why y'all ain't let me know y'all was blasting my joint, like, you know what I'm saying?
I could do that though. I could do that because it's me.
All right, that's me. Big shout out to the homie Mingo, man. That's family, man. He's another gateway rebel.
Yeah, that was fire too, yo.
You know what I'm saying? He's another one too that we would like to have on this show, man. Mingo got a wide perspective of personality.
25 got some real talented people that was mixed and mastered and made by your man.
By Jedi. That's something else that came.
That's a Jedi production. Yeah, that's a Jedi's production right there.
Another trick to the trade.
In case you didn't know how they sound, that's how they sound right there. So if you like it, hit us up. You know?
Yeah, there you go. That was
right here.
Mingo's watching.
That was dope. You're gonna have to blast that off again too, man.
I got another joint. I'm gonna get into one more.
Okay.
I got another joint up the sleeve, and that's it. I think I'll stop. I'll leave it at that until next week.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Who we got? You introduce it to the world, baby.
Yeah.
Let's see
What's
what we
the
got
next
right
fire
here.
joint?
It's another Mingo joint because I've been meaning to play these for a while, but
Right.
you know,
Okay.
I've been kind of holding them in the stash. So
That's what's up, man.
That's
Big
what's up.
shout out to Mingo,
Yeah,
man.
he
We
just
gonna drop
tuned in
this
too,
one.
man. So,
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
That's what it is,
we're
man.
gonna drop this one in honor of Alvin. You know what I'm saying? Running for mayor.
Okay,
Kissimmee
definitely.
in
Mayor of
2020.
what?
Mayor Kissimmee in 2020.
Yes,
Facts,
sir. That's
facts.
what's up.
That's right now.
That's powerful. That's a powerful move right
Word
there.
up.
With that being said, we're gonna drop this one on them.
Let's do
Hit
it.
him with it. Do 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 do. Now that shit stuck in my head.
Yeah, he got me too with that too, because I heard that. I'm like, damn.
Tell the world come to Kissimmee. It's going on in Kissimmee. Tell the world come to Kissimmee. It's going down in Kissimmee. Tell the world come to Kissimmee. We going live in Kissimmee. Tell the world come to Kissimmee. Welcome the world to Kissimmee. Welcome to the #1 tourist destination spot in the world. Mickey, you're part of that. Mingo, a part of that. Catch a flight to Central Florida. I can have you picked up how you wanted. MCO. Old Town only 5 minutes away from the house, but on to K-Town we go. Okay, I see Yola County. When I come back to town with love, I be surrounded. Hindsight will forever be 2020, but I can see Alvin Cotton running for mayor in Kissimmee in 2020.
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Okay, we
that
back
was
in the
dope.
building. We back in the
I like
building.
that shit was like an intro to Kissimmee and shit.
Big shout out to Mingo, man. Definitely. We got to get him on the show, man. Him and his brother, man.
Yeah, have him come sit down, man. And
Chop
if,
it up.
You know, I don't know if it's the platform for it, but even if the gentleman who's running for mayor, we want
Yeah,
to sit
definitely.
down, man. We willing to do.
Definitely.
Do that too, man.
We'll definitely
Yeah, I'm
sit down and
definitely,
chop
I'm
it up with him
definitely
as well,
in
too.
support. I'm definitely in
I would like to
support
hear-
as well.
I would like to actually hear. I'm not too political, you know. I don't get into voting. I think that system is all twisted, but you know, I would still like to hear
His agenda.
Yeah, his agenda and shit.
You
That'd
know what
be
I
dope
mean?
and shit.
And not for nothing, I kind of feel the same way. Like I haven't really been involved in politics too much, but I feel like now is the time.
Right, right. It is. It's the time, but it's
I'm getting
it's
on the
gotta
train.
be kind of attacked different than what the traditional thing is, right?
Which is why I feel like it's so much more important now to get on the train,
right.
get
because
on the
like-
bus or get in the whatever
because
you got to
the thing
do.
is, for me, I stick by this. I stick by this motto. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over, thinking you're gonna get a different result.
That's a whole
So
fact.
I feel like that's the political party, and that's where But I'm still interested in the people's ideas because I want to be interested in changing politics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And like
So,
I was going to say before, because politics isn't for everybody.
yeah,
But, it is good to have an understanding,
right.
you
right.
know, of what's shaping.
Yeah, we need to at least be knowledgeable of what happens behind those doors.
Yeah, you know what I
the
mean?
things
So
consist of what time periods, what papers have to be
How
signed,
we get
how
things
it gets
done.
there. And that's what you don't have to be like a political person, but you need to we need to be taught the knowledge of those things so that when you do want to
so that we understand the importance of those
Right, right,
things.
right,
You know what I'm saying? That's the overall. You know, we have to know this because you don't feel like it's important to you because it's not something you could grab and feel. You know what I'm
not to be a
saying?
dick,
But
you'd rather fucking watch TikTok or some shit than
Yeah.
actually learn about something that's affecting your life.
and I mean, even if you're doing that, that's cool. Do what you do.
Distraction-
You know what I'm
distractions.
saying? But my main thing is just be aware of everything. You know, it's better to know a little bit about a lot as opposed to a lot about nothing.
Yeah, that's what
You know what I'm
when
saying?
To go back to the teaching the kids thing, that's one of my biggest. That's probably like the highest on my list of teaching is be aware.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be nosy or be all in people's business. You just have to be aware. That means surrounding wise, what's going on, reading, writing, all that shit. I just teach my kids like, look, it doesn't matter what you want to learn or what you could do anything you want. But
Yeah,
the
man.
problem is the world is crazy. So you have to be conscious of that and be aware of everything. What is the question everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, oh, you shouldn't ask so many questions. But honestly, I believe the only way you gonna learn is if you fucking
You
ask
question
the
it,
question.
yeah, definitely. A closing, you know.
Question everything.
No, be more knowledgeable, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, it don't hurt to know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And also, it makes your opinion more educated.
True.
So it'll be
But
evaluated on a better
questioning
stand.
everything does come with the fact that you have to accept the answer.
That's definitely true.
You know, you gotta kind of give the person the benefit of the doubt that they're giving you the proper answer in some aspect.
Speaking of questioning, I got a question for you. What's going on today in hip hop?
I was just about to get into that, man. And speaking of Father's Day and pretty cool birthday to have, Pete Rock, he was born June 21st, 1970. Definitely a legend in the hip hop game. I'm pretty sure he's a father. It's also his birthday, so that's like double the gifts.
Yeah,
and
man.
shit,
So that's like a double shout out. You know what I
like,
mean?
I gotta wait a week because my shit's on the 25th. So like I got one weekend and then I gotta wait like 4 days
And I get to turn up again.
Yeah, turn up again.
He said I get to show my ass today.
That's why I said, yo, I usually not usually because I've only been a father for like 10 years. But up until that point, you know, I used to celebrate like a week of my birthday. Now I celebrate the whole fucking month of June. It's all mine. You know
He said I'm just going to go ahead and claim all this right
May
now.
31st is over. Like I wake up in the morning like happy birthday, Father's Day to me, mother. You know what I'm saying? I celebrate all month, so it's pretty cool.
That's what's up.
But Pete Rock is definitely a big influence to me, even with rapping, more than like just being a fan. Because I like his style, man. I like how he raps, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I like the music that he used. He used a lot of sampling, and they were upbeats. They weren't like, not that these are down beats, but like the horn and the trumpet. He didn't use a lot of that. If he did, it was fast. You know
Still catchy, yeah.
Next up, we got, and we don't really talk about these guys. It's crazy. Bone Thugs and Harmony. They released their debut EP, Creeping on Come Up. Sorry, I sounded white as hell reading that, but
That was the joint.
hell yeah. June 21st, 1994.
Shout out to Bone Thugs. They was on Wildin' Out too recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, they had a dope episode.
Yeah, I've been meaning to want to catch up with the new episodes, man, because I told you ever since I seen that one skit, man, I've been like, oh, man. But that shit only comes on MTV2, right?
Nah, it comes on Tuesdays on MTV.
MTV2 or 1?
1.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry, not even MTV. My bad, VH1.
VH1. See, man, I don't even have cable. I gotta have to get the app, right?
VH1. Comes on VH1's on Tuesdays.
All right. Oh, look. Prodigy of Mobb Deep. He passed away.
Rest in
on
peace
the
to Prodigy.
20th of
And it was his birthday.
2017. Rest in peace to him.
Happy heavenly birthday to Prodigy, man.
Definitely, if you guys get a chance, go check out his book and check out his music. You know what I'm
Man, just with his whole, definitely check out his catalog, because you can't just say his music, because he got a wide catalog of
I
music.
feel like we don't do
know.
the artists enough justice, but there's only so much time to talk about them. But like,
Yeah.
if we could go into it, like I would say Prodigy's one of the most influential hip hop
Oh
artists.
shit, I'm jealous of you, cousin. My bad.
You would say he was one of the most influential.
Yeah, because what was it, 93, 94 when they dropped Shook Ones, when Mobb Deep dropped Shook Ones, I want to say without that being a battle song, without that being a battle rap, that is I want to say that's the toughest battle
Shout
rap.
out to Jose, man.
I want to say that's the
Jose said
toughest
Prodigy
battle.
the GOAT.
I want to say that's the toughest battle verse of all time.
Right.
On what?
Shook Ones. If you could think of a harder battle rap than his verse on Shook Ones, you tell me.
You mean as far as
And I'll
like
tell you
how-
why it's not.
I think I would have done that if I never overall classified that track though as a battle
rap,
track.
I got you stuck off the real.
No. I understand the lyrics, believe me, but he didn't. He never directed. It wasn't a track intended for a
listen.
rapper.
It was exactly. That's
it
what I
was
said.
intended
That's
for
why-
the listener.
That's why I said it that way. I said,
It was intended for the listener.
I consider
classify,
it.
though, the
He
genre.
battled the whole world with that song.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Any rapper who would ever think
Right.
about
If we wanna put that in-
battling
if we
Prodigy.
I mean, Mobb Deep was definitely
Yeah, I
an
believe
influential
so.
rap group. Like
That was a battle
You
rap.
can't
I think-
say that.
I
You
think
know what
that
I'm. You
song,
cannot
though,
say
you're
that. You know what I'm
is
saying?
Definitely a big song where, like, if you wanted to beat somebody up, you playing that shit.
Nah, I mean,
Not beat somebody, but it had
It's
like you
hardcore.
said that
It's
battle
hardcore. It's hardcore.
yeah. It was Shook Ones.
And,
That
But
and
if
it's
you-
still to this day, and it's crazy because people sample a lot of words like in they raps and shit like that. But how many people have you heard sample that Mobb Deep song?
Nah,
yet?
Jose said it was an easy beat to rap on.
They sampled it themselves a few times.
That's true.
It was an easy beat to rap on. But one thing I will say is this, man. Prodigy is definitely one of the greats of our time.
Put it like this.
You know, I will give him that acknowledgement.
My fault to
you know
cut you off.
I would too.
Another fun fact.
Plus, because he's my bad.
Another
plus,
what?
He's an
Go ahead.
open mind.
I would say another fun fact. Put it like this: when you think of any battle in hip hop history, if you ever go to a battle or hear a battle, you're always gonna hear that beat. Why is that?
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Why is
I mean,
that? Think about
I
that.
definitely feel what you're saying,
is that
but
beat
the
always
only reason
associated
why
with a
I
rap
don't,
battle?
yeah, of
Jose
course.
said it the best.
But the only reason
It's
why,
easy
like
to
I
rap
said,
on.
it was an easy beat to rap on. That's why.
Nah, because that verse was so fire. That's the first beat that most artists will think about when they think of battling. Yo, put on Shook Ones, because that's a hardcore beat that makes them get in that mind frame to battle someone. It's a battle verse.
Yeah, but also as a rapper, it's easy to rap on.
Yeah, it is. As a
And
rapper,
that's-
it's easy
but
to rap
I just
on.
told you why.
Right.
I
You
just
told
told
me
you why.
it's an easy song
Yeah.
for it to rap on.
I can't say that though, cause I'm an artist, my G, and I could give you a lot of battle tracks that look at Victory.
Yeah.
Give me Victory.
Okay.
I'll eat your ass alive.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? And there's a
Okay,
lot of
that's
other
another
tracks.
one.
There's
But-
a lot
but
more
that
down
came
the
out.
list.
That came out in what year? 99.
No, I mean, regardless of when it
99,
came out,
I'm
I'm
talking
saying
about-
Don't worry.
my
that
point
was
is,
early. That was
regardless of
early.
when it came out, it's still the point of those are just
had to-
categorized beats.
You had to have Shook Ones first, is what I'm saying. I agree with Victory as being another top track. That's a track just like that.
Yeah.
But as
yeah, of course.
Shook Ones was the influence to Victory.
See, but I could take you before then. Give me Rakim's joint.
Okay, I ain't no joke.
You could take that one. You could take that. That's one.
Kick a hole in the speaker, then I jet.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that's why it's
Okay.
a lot. You wanted me to go before that, so I went before that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
You
just
feel what I'm
it's
saying?
just
So it's
the
along-
genre
it's along
of
them
music- of
lines.
rap in which
It's
was
along them
categorized.
lines.
Yeah, and I mean even Rakim's Paid in Full could be a battle beat.
Right, it's
Paid in
just
Full,
that
nah,
type
Paid in-
of beat. It's just
You
like
the content of what
you
he's
couldn't
talking.
spit
I
a
was
battle
I was
first.
talking about the content of what he's talking about. We're talking about Prodigy and his
right.
verse.
We're talking about Prodigy and that beat and what it stands for.
What
as-
was
as
being
far as
what
battle,
was
right?
being said in his verse is what I'm talking
True.
about.
I get
It's
what-
just bars, bro.
it's just
someone
bars.
who wrote better than somebody else. But at the end of the day, what you're stating is this: is that beat, even Rakim's beat, or someone after that,
Rock you
that
in the
is a
face, stab your brain
that
with
is
your
a
nose
classified
bone.
Beat.
Yeah.
That's a genre of the beat. You get what I'm
Hardcore,
saying?
yeah, it's hardcore.
So like, the best way I can break an example out of this is EDM again. Like house beats are different from trance beats. You get what I'm saying? Drum and bass beats are different than those other beats. But if you were to classify it as EDM, they're all the same music. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when you're talking about labeling it a battle rap beat and it being easy to rap over, then it falls into a genre now.
Right.
Right.
Well,
That
I was
beat-
actually
that beat,
talking
not
about
the song, not the song,
Yeah.
just the beat.
I was actually just talking about the verse.
The lyrical content
As
of
being
it.
a battle
lyrical
rap,
yeah.
content is
Yeah.
not anything other than the person, the artist himself.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Because if he never rapped over it, and somebody rapped over that beat and it became big, then we'd have that conversation about that person.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Right.
that's why, like I said, I never considered it
Yeah.
a battle record.
Right, right.
Because it was never
I
a diss
don't.
record
Yeah,
for there was
I
never
don't.
it was never put out for somebody to put a record back towards.
I can't play.
I don't.
Fucking,
I don't
can't
either.
play
I don't either, but
music
I-
that's
but
like that, bro.
that
When
verse
you
is
look at
definitely-
the way he did it,
Yeah, he's
he
definitely
actually came at the world, which
Yeah.
is clever and dope.
instead of singling somebody out, he was just like, I'm
Went at the
gonna
world.
just say something so nobody could say nothing back
Well,
to
if
me.
you look back at history of rap, man, that's what a lot of rappers did, and
Yeah.
that's how a lot of rappers got into beef.
Well, I mean, if you,
know what I'm
really
saying? Because
and like
they
I
would
said,
say
if you technically
generalization rhymes,
and
niggas
if
be
you-
like, yo, he's talking about me, nigga.
yeah, and I mean, if you technically want to get deeper into it, if you really like, if you read the book or if you listen to the book, whichever way you took the book in, if you go through the book explains that at that point in time, you know, that was their attitude towards the world because of what they were going through.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Shout out
It
to
was
Mobb.
fitting.
Shout out to Mobb Deep
But
and
no one
Prodigy.
is like, yo, that's not got too any further into it, but no one can deny that song and for what it is and the lyrical content in it at all. because I still say that shit to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He shook once the verse. I can't even remember it right now, but.
And
Got
I
you
ain't
stuck
gonna
off the
lie, 'cause
realness.
Jose did say something. It is a
Be the
it's a
infamous.
legendary beat, huh?
No, I was just going into the verse.
Oh no, I mean it's a legendary beat, man. If you look at the components that were used to make the beat, all the intricate sounds, even like Jose said, down to the tapping off the eye of the stove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's dope. You know what I'm saying? And another person who got a lot of those dope beats up their sleeves with sounds like that is RZA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just intricate sounds that they put in the beats.
He was taking sound bites of, kung fu sounds.
Yeah,
and
you
made
know what
beats
I'm
out of it
saying?
and shit.
So that's why I say, like, it's a beat it's a legendary rap beat. It's a legendary track, and it just captivated an era and a time like none other. You know what I'm saying?
One of my
Shout out
favorite
to
one of my
Mobb Deep,
favorite
man.
artists, definitely.
Oh, Prodigy's definitely one of those favorites for me. You know what I mean? He's definitely one that I listen to, and I had a lot more respect for him after his solo project.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just think it widened the view for him as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so next up on Today in Hip Hop History, Apollo Brown. I'm not quite familiar with him. You guys familiar with him?
No, I'm not familiar.
I couldn't really tell you.
Not
I heard of
really?
Sleepy
That's crazy.
Brown.
That's the first person no one's had an answer for one.
Yeah, but shout out to him because he's
Apollo
on Hip
Brown,
Hop
and
History.
he was born June 20th, 1980. Yo, Uncle Glenn or cousin, man, if you got the answers to who Apollo Brown is, you can message that to us.
Yeah.
We might have to Google that real quick.
You may have to check him out.
Yeah, and earlier I was telling my cousin, I was like, I'm jealous. And he said he was able to meet, what's his name? Pete Rock.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
Apollo Brown.
My cousin, right? Little side story.
Uh-huh.
The cousin that we talking to, he actually raps.
Okay, that's
And
what's
his
up.
name is Cass. And his style is kind of that old style like that, like you know what I'm saying. So
yeah.
so he's pretty knowledgeable in the hip hop world, man. I think he's living in LA or California at this point. I'm not quite sure.
He may tell you here shortly
Yeah.
if he's still tuned in.
Yeah, but that's a little background on him. So I'm pretty sure he's met like a couple of cool motherfuckers.
That's what's up.
People like that and shit. Next up, Grand Poobah.
Another legend.
Yes, he released his second solo album, 2000, June 20, 1995. And the album is called 2000, if you got confused.
No.
It was
Right.
on June 20th, 1995.
Shout out to Brand Nubian.
I said Grand Poobah.
I know, but that's the group.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the crew.
That's the group.
I thought you thought I said Grand Poobah.
Nah, that is the crew.
But that's crazy because I don't even remember this one, yo. 2000? I don't know why I
Release.
don't remember this album.
You just got to hear one of the infamous tracks off of it, and it'll bring you back.
Facts.
I know as a group they released something around that time, but I didn't know he did a solo. He probably did a solo joint around that time too.
Well, this is his second solo one.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I don't remember I remember the first one, but I don't remember this one for some reason.
I feel like that was more of a time in hip hop where things started shifting anyways. Like
That was like after Biggie and Pac shit. Like
Yeah.
that's their whole shit was going on.
it was a major
right?
shift. So artists like that wasn't getting their burn that they was
Man,
deserving, even
95,
though they was in
that
the game for some
overshadowed
time.
a lot.
Yeah.
You know that whole controversy
beginning
and
of that
everything that
shit.
was going on with that. You
Right?
know
That
that
was like the beginning or
95. Yeah, 95 is really where a lot of it kicked up at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Things started to get mainstream, and
in that
things started
time,
to get-
you know what I'm saying? And plus, you got to look at it. Actually, Pac died that year.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
that's-
So
I thought it was 96. That's
no,
Biggie, right?
Big died in
Okay.
'96.
So I'm backwards.
You know.
I had it 96, 97 for some reason.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was a bit that would overshadow that shit.
Mhm.
But this didn't get overshadowed. Mac
Wait,
10.
actually, you might be right. It might be 96, 97.
Right, I thought it was
Pac,
not.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But around that time is like when all that shit was going on. So it really overshadowed artists like Grand Poobah, Brand Nubian, the groups.
Well,
you know
at
what I'm
least
saying?
groups like that.
Well,
because
groups like that,
guy-
you got to remember, you had A Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
They've been around.
All of them. You had,
Poobah
um,
was
The reason
around
why I said
for a
that
while
is
at
because
that time.
this guy didn't get too overshadowed at this time,
Who's that?
and that's Mac 10. And he released his self-titled debut album June 20th, 1995. So Mac
I think
10
he
was
did
kinda
get
relevant.
overshadowed,
He was
though.
more
I wasn't
relevant
a
than you
fan of-
knowing about the second album.
You what?
I knew them. I heard of them and I knew of them, but I wasn't a fan of him or West Side Connection.
That was West Side
at
Connection.
Well,
at
that was just
time.
West Coast music in general at the time.
And that's one thing I will say. Like, I
was
think
a fan of other acts, but just
I
not
don't
them
think they
particularly.
got the at that point in time. At 95. I don't think they were getting the light they would do. Kind of like
maybe not
because it
the
was like
light.
anybody from the West Coast. It was the whole Pac, and then once it reverted to Pac, you knew what
Pac
was
and
going on
Snoop
with
and
East Coast,
Death
West
Row
Coast,
and shit.
and Death Row.
And then
you know
on
what?
the East Coast, it was Bad Boy
And Biggie.
and Biggie, but you also had Nas. But he's not.
You
a
did
Bad Boy and
have,
shit.
but he was young,
Yeah.
really coming up, making noise at that time.
What
I
meant
did
by
like their
being
single that came
overshadowed
out.
Was,
Huh?
I did like their single that when they came out with
what I
it.
meant by being overshadowed though too is Grand Puba's second solo album. We can't recall, but you could recall Mac 10 more than you would recall that. Well, at least for me.
I really can't.
It's really up to
Only because-
preference. It's really up to preference.
Maybe
because
not at
West Side
95.
Connection-
I would have thought it was probably
Only because
longer.
West Side Connection was making their move. I don't know. I just liked them for some reason, and I had like Mac 10's style. So for
Yeah.
me, I would probably have had listened to a Mac 10 in '95 versus Grand Puba's, but I'll still be under Biggie and Pac shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
nah, me at
Look.
that time, I probably would have listened more to Grand Poobah.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I think it's more of a preference, but it's also based on they was around since like the late '80s. I want to say Brand Nubian. They've been doing music since around the late '80s, so it's almost a different audience, the age range of the audience. You know what I mean?
right. I get what you're saying.
You had to be a little bit older to be
Yo,
I
did
feel
you
like
ever look up who that Apollo Brown was?
yeah, I did.
Apollo Brown was a part of the group Ugly Heroes.
Yeah.
From Detroit.
I feel like he was more of an underground cat because
His
I
first
I
name
didn't
is
hear of
Vincent
him.
Stevens.
Uncle
Eric
Glenn probably
Vincent
looked that
Stevens.
shit up too anyway.
Yeah, Uncle Grant, he definitely did because he got the bio, the
Yo,
Google
good
bio
luck,
right
though,
here.
brother. Good luck.
Big shout out to Uncle Glenn for that.
Yeah, so Mac 10, June 20th, 1995, self-titled debut album, Mac 10.
Is that the one that had Gangsters Make the World Go Round?
Yeah.
That
I
was the
remember.
joint. I like that song.
That was on that one?
I saw them perform that on Soul Train live.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this is a group I got into at some point too. Helter Skelter.
Oh yeah.
That was
released their debut album Nocturnal June 18th, 1996.
I was a big
You like Helter
MC
Skelter
fan.
too?
I was a big fan
Yeah,
of them.
son.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of them, but I got into them. You know what I'm saying? I remember my homies being playing these shits all the time.
That's
here's a
hard.
group.
That's hardcore rap once again.
Hell yeah.
It's from Brownsville, right? Am I correct? Coming
Yes.
from Brownsville.
I'm not quite sure
Brooklyn?
where I'm
Yes.
from, but here's a group that we
They-
haven't talked about before. Third Base, and they released their second album, Derelicts of Dialect.
We actually have talked about them before.
We have talked about Third
Yeah.
Base.
Only,
I
only,
brought them up.
only,
We were
only
talking
when we
about-
brought up Nas. We brought up Nas.
Yeah, when we brought up Large Professor.
and when we brought up
but
Nas
I'm
too,
saying
because
on the
they
hip
was.
hop history timeline. I don't.
Oh
remember
yeah,
them
not
talking
themselves particularly,
about it.
but
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we
brought
talked about
up
them
before,
through
yeah.
MC Search.
yeah, Search.
Yeah, we talked about
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole, through
remember
MC
that, yeah,
Search.
right.
Because Search helped out Nas early in his career, so we was talking about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how that conversation came up. Fact.
Absolutely.
Here's a little bit more closer to our generation. Kendrick Lamar. He was born June 17th, 1987.
That's
well,
what's
you're not
up.
a Cancer brother, so whatever.
Nah.
It's weird because I feel like Kendrick still appeals to our age range.
Well, he was born in 1987, nigga. You older
Yeah.
than him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little younger than us, but he still appeals to our age range. Whereas like other artists, people be like, oh, they don't. Certain people won't even listen to Kendrick now. They be like, who's that?
Right. Well, the younger kids,
Yeah.
really, at the end of the day, because the younger kids listen to this bubblegum rap shit.
But
You
when
know,
Kendrick, Lamar came out, which was not too long ago, he was the best thing smoking in hip hop at that time.
Yeah. He
Hell
he
yeah.
caught that flame, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
People was like,
But
oh,
I
he's
mean-
the savior of hip hop.
He just ventured out. He just widened his catalog.
No,
you know.
he just falls into our realm, so he can tap into the music in which we grew up into.
Right.
You know that
That's why I
verbal
said
shit
he widened his catalog
that
because
he's
you got to
able
look at
to
it. He does.
appeal to the little bit younger than him.
Yeah, he did like Crash Collision tracks with rock artists and
Pop
things
now.
like
It's
that.
Pop. Yeah, it's pop.
You
now.
know what I'm saying? So when you really look at it, he widened his sound.
That's
you know
what you
I
have
mean?
to do if you want to go worldwide.
If you want to succeed and you want to go far, yeah, you have to. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't. You can't really expect to hear too much about him when it comes from a certain demographic. You know what I mean? Because the ones that are closed-minded and don't get outside the realm of rap, they're not gonna, they're not gonna know. Yeah, they're not gonna know how much more he's doing when it
That's
comes to
what's
music.
important to me about the music is being able to fill the generation gap and withstand time.
That's everybody. That's all their objectives. You know, I think.
Well, not everybody's objective, but
Yeah, because some get their 15 minutes and rock out, and they like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
well, this can't be called a 15 minutes of fame because this shit right here belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And this is Capone and Noriega's The War Report.
Oh, definitely. That's a classic.
And that debuted album is June 17th, 1997.
That's a classic. Shout out
and
to
when we
CNN.
talk about battle, beat, rap type shit, that this is full of it. So like,
oh yeah, it definitely was.
Definitely like a classic for that shit.
Yeah.
And like, it definitely influenced me a lot in my life. That's something I drove around a lot to was the War Report.
That was just that was a pivotal album for its time.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. You used to drive around with it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This takes me back to a time when we used to actually pop the CD in and listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. Everywhere you go, you don't even gotta touch it. You just
Yeah. Nah, but that definitely was. That's another one that it captivated time so well. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, Nori got a couple of those under his belt. Shout out to NOR. You know what I mean? But he got a couple.
Oh, he has
of
a lot, but nothing. And he admitted himself if you watch his show, the Drink Champ shit. Nothing compares to that, yo. It was saddening when what's his name went to jail because we never got a second coming of the War Report, and like that was like I remember being a kid and that being like devastating to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we're never gonna get a second one. And then he went and did his solo career, and it was like not that Nori got worse after that. He got way better, but it just sucked because the War Report is something totally different than what Nori's solo shit is.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it captivated time. You know what I'm saying? There's projects out there. That's what makes it a classic. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I was saying, that's why I said Nori actually has a couple of those under his belt because his album, NORE, his solo album,
his solo
that was another one of those times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he was 17 when that dropped.
When War Report dropped. You know what I'm saying? And it capsulated time for that era, for that generation of people. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it's definitely a time capsule.
Yeah, you know, and even like I said, Mobb Deep, the Hell on Earth album. You know what I'm saying? Like all that they were putting out shit that was captivating time. It was now you put it back and you like, oh, that was 93 to 96. Oh, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope because this is what created the legacy that gives them that legendary status. You know what I'm saying? And the CNN War Report, that's definitely on that list. You know what I mean? Shout out to them, man.
This guy we talked about the group already, but this is Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. He was born in June 17th, 1974. And if anybody likes Bone Thugs and Harmony or Crazy Bone, man, you guys gotta go check out his little show that he does. I can't remember the name of it. Forgive me, because I'm not good at remembering names. But he really on his podcast or whatever you want to call it. He talks about real like politics. He gets into he'll pull up forms and he'll show you,
Who you talking about?
Crazy Bone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's really in depth, and I really like and appreciate his show. So if you guys want to support that, you go ahead and look that shit up too, man.
It's called
shout out to Crazy Bone.
Truth Be Told. Is that what it's called?
It might be.
I think so. I think that's what his podcast is called.
Yeah.
And he really gets into like actual documents and read them to you and show you like this is what's going on in the
he's
world.
definitely one
you
about
talking
pulling back the sheet on a lot of shit they got covered. You know what
I always
I'm
get them confused. The Crazy Bone is the taller, dark-skinned one.
No,
it is. I'm looking at his picture. The taller, dark-skinned. The skinny. Yeah, he's skinny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is darker, but he's the skinny as shit.
Yeah. Okay, I get him confused with Lazy Bone. Lazy Bone is the light skin one.
But Lazy Bone always keep his hair out flat.
Okay.
He don't really braid it. He the one that wear that shit out like a.
Yeah.
Like he just got his braids taken out.
Yeah.
That was the look back in the day, believe it or not.
And we had brought this up 2 weeks ago, but here's another one, Lost Boys. And they released their second album, Love, Peace, and Nappiness.
That was the joint. I
Shout out
bought
to
that
Lost
one the day it
Boys.
came out on
Yeah.
a Tuesday. I went to
I was a
Circuit
Lost Boy
City.
fan.
I went to
I ain't
Circuit
gonna front,
City
I was
with
a
my
Lost Boy
uncle.
fan because of OG. OG like the Lost Boys.
Word.
And
Ha.
that's
Y'all
what
re-
made
do
me
y'all-
get into like Renee and all them.
Do y'all
Definitely.
remember Circuit City?
Of
They
course.
not around no more.
Nobody. That was like the Wiz.
Nigga, I
Yo,
used
the
to go to
CDs used to
Circuit
be
City into the speaker room, baby.
$9.99.
That was like the Wiz.
The
Y'all
CDs
remember the
was on
Wiz?
sale.
I
Remember
the
that?
Wiz, hell yeah.
Y'all remember the Wiz, man?
Nobody beats the Wiz.
Uh-huh.
Or used to be the dude that used to go over there and push the buttons on the car stereo joints and
Yeah,
turn
I'm
up the
dude that
music.
went into the
All
speaker
day.
room,
I know
the
that- I know
little
that
room
was
with
you.
all the speakers and be in there
I
like,
knew that was you. All of a
boom,
sudden you
boom,
hear a
boom,
loud
boom,
song
boom,
coming
boom.
out. Everybody look like, what's this? What's
Yeah.
going on? Like, yeah, that's what you get when you hook up car stereos inside the
PC
store
Richards.
and give people the
Ah,
button.
Interesting. we brought him up. Tupac Shakur. Born June 16th, 1971.
That's a whole
Shout
fact.
out to another legend, man.
Yeah, man.
A lot of
Happy
born
heavenly
dates
birthday.
in June,
Wow.
MC Ren. Born June 16th, 1969.
Mm-hmm. NWA legend.
Hey, that's an interesting fact, cuz Nori was the first to digitize all his music. His sound was new.
Uh-huh.
I believe that was for the NORE album.
That's an interesting
That's
fact.
what made
Thank
that
you for that.
album. Yeah,
That's
that's what made
after
that
he-
album what it was.
That's after he bought his masters back from, what was it, Tommy Boy? Or whoever it was that he... That's
I'm
after
not
he
even
bought his...
quite
He
sure.
had to buy his masters back because you got to remember, artists of that time was
Well,
signing
no.
deals.
I understand that, but you also, well, yeah, you're right. You might
he
be
had
right.
To, he had to buy his I'm just saying, fun fact. He had to buy his masters back first. And he
Uh-huh.
talks
To be
about
able to
it.
get them
To be
He had to
able
talk.
to
Yeah, he talks
digitize
about
them.
it too. He's
Yeah.
like, look, y'all got it easy now because we showed y'all the way.
Uh-huh.
But they had to sign deals before. They couldn't get in the studio if they didn't sign deals that would sign over their masters to the
Right.
big record
And we was talking
company.
about that earlier in the day,
Yeah.
about getting signed and
Yeah.
how they had to be signed back in the days. And
Yeah.
now we kind of have opportunity to not take the sign. And
Exactly. They didn't have no choice. They wasn't gonna get in the studio because who was gonna pay for that studio time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next up, another legend, dope dude. Actually been making a big stand too on Twitter with the whole Black Lives and his opinion against what's going on in the world. Ice Cube. He was born
Okay.
June 15th, 1969.
Big shout out to Cube, man. Cube been on that though, man.
Yeah, he's always been it, but
Cube, his entire career.
it's been
You could look at it like
empowerment.
this. His entire career been the Black Lives Movement.
Yeah.
No apologies.
You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube is one of those people that he been on this from the moment he stepped into the game.
Yeah, like that was what NWA
You
was
know,
for.
and through it all, he empowered himself to a point where it's like he damn near could say just about what he want.
Yeah.
Because can't nobody stop him from
Yeah,
working and
he
no shit
can
like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nobody gonna blackball him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Big shout out to Ice Cube, man.
Yo,
Yo.
today was a good day. It's probably one of the you could put that up there as one of the most memorable.
Time capsule.
That's another- that's another one of
memorable
those.
one. Yeah.
People use them shits in memes and shit still.
Yeah, that's another one of those, man. You hear it, you know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Yo, this gentleman's actually funny because Syfe had made a post earlier this week about him, and I like him. Funny thing is I don't know if you remember this, but a while back
I don't
we
even
had,
remember what you're
a
talking.
sampled beat of this gentleman, and we made a song on it. I'll probably try to remember it.
I'm trying to think of who it is right now.
Huh?
I'm trying to think of who it is right now because I don't remember.
Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie
Okay.
Gibbs was born June 14th, 1982.
Okay.
And I actually am a Freddie Gibbs fan too. I had seen a post he had put up.
Yeah, I've actually seen. Ray.
I think it was
just
Ray,
got into
yeah.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, I think it was Ray
And he
that
been doing
Oh,
this.
that
made
was
a
Ray
comment.
who put that up?
Yeah, he made a comment about it. Like I guess he just discovered him. Also.
Yeah, it's his new favorite artist.
Everybody
or something
chimed.
like that.
Everybody chimed in like they usually do on social
I just
media.
thought
Like
I saw
Yeah.
you had wrote something, right?
yeah. Because I heard of him when I was listening to Currency. I heard of Currency and Freddie
Well,
Gibbs track.
I found
and,
out about
I
Freddie
like him.
Gibbs probably around 2002 or
Yeah.
3.
I want to say he came in with that class,
What, 2002?
with that Currency class, because
Okay.
I think he
Yeah,
was
Wiz Khalifa.
If I remember correctly, he was on the XXL freshman class cover.
That was
So
that was
the way
around
I
the time when
found-
MySpace was popping. Huh?
I think he was
Yeah,
on the
hell
freshman
yeah.
You had to
class
have a
cover with
MySpace
them.
So the way I
page if
found
you was
Freddie
a-
Gibbs was when Dipset and all them was on like all the mixtapes and shit. So any mixtape I would find that had Dipset in it or them, I would grab it. And then Freddie Gibbs wound up being in some of those mixtapes. So that's how I wound up gravitating to him. But way back when we first had the studio started, I had found a Freddie Gibbs beat. And we were going to use, I don't know if we did use it or what, but I remember that shit. I remember the beat being Freddie Gibbs' beat, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs, man. He was just under like some, it was going back and forth because a lot of criticism over something that he had said.
Oh, yeah.
And that was because it was saying like, oh, Tekashi a snitch. Like he, went on that rampage. And then it was like, I can't even remember the correct statement that he made, but I know it just had a lot of people going back and forth with it.
Right, man. Yeah, I don't know.
It was something in the lights of if you riding with a snitch, how am I supposed to look at you or some shit like that.
And that's kind of the part of hip hop right now that I almost am getting a little bit tired of.
What?
The fact that it's almost like a WWE, like a wrestling type of entertainment
Like
value.
drama.
It's dramatic. It's very dramatical, almost like wrestling, like it used to be.
Trying
like,
to add
but
this
again,
soap opera thing
if you
to
think about it, a lot of things got to that point.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm not gonna say that on air because I was about to just.
I would like to see
just expose the. I can't even go there. Well, not even.
I would like to see hip hop move on from that.
I think everything in the world right now is at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
everything is reality based on
shock
value based. Everything is based on shock value.
Yeah, and a lot of the world is on that right now, and it's just I look at it like this: everything's watered down.
Because even the reality TV ain't real. It's not real reality.
Even just your standard, what you in your mind, what you had once as a rapper and a rap artist is no more. You know what I'm
Always
saying?
gotta adapt.
So, and that's with time changing. That's with all that. You know what I mean? At one point, it was the gangster. This was his way out. The killer and the hardcore person. This was their way out. Then it became
the storyteller,
the smooth or the storyteller.
The storyteller.
Then from the storyteller, it went to the smooth debonair guy, the Billy D attitude almost.
But they always been there. It's just different characters that come and go that fill those characters.
But now you got to look at it. It's also but you got to look at it. It's also images. It's not just people. It's images. Because then at some point the junkie became the star.
Right.
The rapper that became the celebrity, the junkie.
Yeah,
and right now it's right now it's the snitch.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, and it's unfortunate, but it's to really, when you look at it and sum it up, it's really when you look at it, hip hop reached all those pockets we didn't expect it to reach. Yeah. And we can't help it that some of those are becoming famous.
That was a coincidence. It just so happened to be that.
I don't think that was a coincidence because these people that were making music, they wanted it to go all around the world and hit all these different areas and neighborhoods.
Well. Yeah, I
you know what I'm saying? But you didn't think a kid that listened to it, a kid that caught your CD in suburban America, 12 years from that moment where he caught your CD, he was going to be rapping and talking some real off the wall shit that doesn't identify with his persona or who he is as a person.
And that's okay as long as it's...
And now that gets him by because that gets him famous.
It's okay as long as it's hip, as long as you keep it... Like, there's artists I've seen before where they're like, even worse than, I would say, a Tekashi, maybe, I don't know, along the same level, but, talking about all the wrong things. To make a long story short,
but it's just us.
They just like, hey, this is just music. This is not me in real life.
I feel like as
their fans are cool with that.
And that's the problem is that we allow that
to become cool
as the culture. We allow that.
I won't say
we allow artists to say that to us. We allow them when we want to hold them accountable for shit, and they hit us with, "Oh, well, this is just music. I'm an artist."
My thing
that's
is,
when we try to
how can you not say we? Because if we didn't do nothing to challenge it.
But it's not. I don't feel like it's up to us because simply by this being there's an audience for everything, there's gonna be an audience for whatever.
Oh, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
There's gonna be.
But
I'm gonna take it to the extreme. You're gonna find like Marilyn Manson type artists.
Do you think your influence could control whether that?
Not at all.
Becomes a majority.
No matter how much I hate on it, there's gonna be someone that likes it and buys it.
No. I
Not you
understand that.
individually,
I understand
but as
that.
a
Not you
collective, yeah.
individually, but do you think your mind and your insight could help with the collective of it?
No, only because there's gonna be an audience for everything. There's gonna be conscious audience. There's gonna be hardcore shoot 'em up audience.
But does the
even though I'm
conscious and
about
hardcore
positivity,
audience agree with this new audience?
perhaps
Conscience and
maybe
hardcore
not.
would agree with each other more than they would even go towards that.
Maybe
so as
because
a collective, like now I got to take you back to EDM. If as a collective, EDM is the genre, right? But inside you have drum and bass, house music, trance music, this type music. Well, guess what? Drum and bass and house dudes hang out with each other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? These trance dudes hang out with each other.
But maybe
if
the
there's-
trance dudes don't commit no crime and the drum and bass dudes commit crime and they're down with that. So how do they get along?
Right, but now we're not talking about crimes. We're talking about the snitch culture.
Well,
as we
whatever
as
they're
artists,
involved
we're
in.
condoning to
We're
allow
talking
to-
about
Yeah.
what we allowed to become
Right.
the star.
Yeah. So now,
Okay.
if I'm
Because
in this,
like I said, at some point we allowed the junkie,
But who
Yeah.
is we?
the public,
the people
The
public,
people who
public,
went out
the
and supported
consumers
it.
of
Yeah, the
music,
consumers.
of music.
the
the
consumers of music,
Right.
which you consider yourself a consumer of
Right,
music.
but I can't stop another person from consuming
No, I
and,
get it.
and,
I
and-
get what
and
you're
making
saying.
it possible for
But
this dude to
at
eat.
some point, you even thought it was hot.
right?
Tekashi?
No,
let's
it's like
not
saying,
get
all right,
too carried away,
all right.
but
For instance, before Tekashi, all right, let's say like a Lil Wayne. With Lil Wayne ushered in a large
That's a good
drug
example.
culture.
When Lil Wayne first came in the game, I did not like him. When he was Wheezy,
Right.
when he was Wheezy,
Uh-huh.
I didn't really like him.
But that
with
didn't
Why-
influence
why-
the
why-
masses.
Okay, but there was an audience that liked it.
When did you like him? Tell me, when did you like him?
I liked him when he was going in on the mixtapes, when he was mixtape.
So you liked
Wheezy.
him when all of the extra shit started kicking in his body.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I guess so. That was just a point of his
Hey,
career
look
where
what
he
just said. Look
where
what
he
just said.
transitioned into
when he
somebody
was
I can
Wheezy.
listen
Check
to.
this out. When he was Wheezy,
I didn't like what I heard.
what was the year? Tell me around the years we talking. When he was Wheezy, that was 97,
96,
98?
97?
All
Early
right,
Cash
so
Money.
in that
years.
period of time, certain things that were being in
He didn't
play,
even have no bass in his
certain
voice
things
yet.
that were in play,
He didn't even have no
for
bass in his
artists of
voice yet.
today were not in
It's not
play
in
for them
play
back
back
then.
Okay.
So what helped make up that attitude and that mind frame of the artist you fell in love with on those mixtapes were not in the picture when he was Wheezy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those things damaged him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, at some point, it's what we allowed to become
yeah, right.
cool.
When Lil Wayne
So-
started wearing tight clothes, we should have been
When
like,
Lil
no
Wayne
more
was
Lil Wayne.
when Lil Wayne was just smoking weed, maybe sipping a little lean here and there, nobody was really checking for him
No,
because
but
it was
look,
just Wheezy. It wasn't
You
until all the
wrong. You
Percocets
wrong.
and the extra drugs
wrong.
came in where it was
The
shit.
rest of the world, that's when they caught on. But you got to know that there was certain people that gravitated toward him in his early years, and those are his hardcore. Those are
I'm
the
not
core
saying that.
audience.
I'm
Right, and
not
those are the
understand what I'm
people who are
saying.
gonna
I'm
stick
not
by
saying
by
that.
it, yeah.
What I'm saying is when he had those hardcore fans, he was not popping.
Yeah.
He was not that dude,
Yeah, he wasn't.
even with
Not
those
popping.
hardcore fans.
I agree.
But when all the other shit kicked into play,
That's when he became best rapper alive.
that's when he became best
Yeah.
rapper alive. And that's
And-
when also when Birdman was making cries out for him, like, yo, y'all gotta help me get him off lean.
right.
You get what I'm
right,
saying?
Right.
So it's
Okay.
like I said, when did we let the junkie become the star?
I think it
The
was his,
same way now.
I think it
when
was his
did we
work
let the
ethic.
snitch become the star?
You're right. You're right. But it
Because-
wasn't we. I didn't
The
co-sign.
consumers
the consumer
of
did.
the
So
public.
you
You
can't
don't,
say.
but you are a consumer, so you are part of.
Yeah,
we.
but I have no control over the
It's
next
going back to
consumer.
that.
You don't have control over them, but
So how did I allow it?
that's what.
How
see,
did I-
this is what happened in the store that day. Yo,
Yeah.
it's not you that we're talking about. When
Okay,
we
that's
say
just general.
we,
In general.
in general.
okay,
when
that's
we
a-
say we, we're talking
all
about
right.
all three of us.
Right.
Exactly.
So like,
I'm not
if-
singling out you.
If,
Okay,
yeah,
that's-
if I listened to Lil Wayne
It's
while
been-
he was a junkie, I contributed it to him becoming this star. The same way you
I
did.
keep it 100.
the
He
same
was
way-
one of my favorite artists at
Right.
that time.
Okay.
But you want to know something? I feel like, okay, Now what if you were asking me what I was asking you?
I didn't go buy the
I
album,
would
so
have
I didn't
said,
support him as an artist.
Check it.
Go ahead.
He was dropping mixtapes.
Okay.
Which were downloadable, so it wasn't even about buying his album.
But he was dropping,
and
he did
everybody
have-
was downloading his
We're getting
albums.
too far into this topic, but
But what I'm saying is basically at that point in time, like I said, he was one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
And nobody's saying, oh, okay, well, when did we let that happen? Okay, yeah, it did happen. And the reason why it happened, I would say, is because all of that shit opened up a whole different artist.
There was a wave.
That
it
shit
was
put
a
him
wave.
in touch with a whole different side of himself.
That's where he caught the
which
wave.
gave you a whole different artistry out of him.
It's called a wave.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
So
what they call it, a wave.
we accepted it.
That's when he got wavy.
All right, he got
Couldn't
wavy.
deny
So,
it. He had machines behind him too.
what you mean, auto tunes and all that?
No,
shit?
like that too. But
What you mean?
like he had promotional machines behind him at that
right,
point.
and
in
that's
time.
what Uzi's trying to say is that when those promotional machines got behind them and started pushing them,
Yeah.
we as fans are supposed to be the ones that be like,
You can't.
we don't want that.
You can't. They
We
make you
want
listen to
we-
it so much until you like it.
We couldn't do that because it was actually, it's not like he was putting out bullshit.
Yeah.
He was putting out
It was good
classic time
Quality
capsules.
work. Yeah, he was
People,
being the artist.
you go back
So you
to
had
those
to respect the
mixtapes, he
hustle
gave
at that
you
point.
classics.
But if-
But what I'm saying
But if we as
is,
fans were like, yo, Wayne, we love the music, but stop drinking, stop wearing
yeah, you know what I'm
clothes.
Couldn't
saying?
stop
Like,
him.
as an artist, he would have heard that and would have been like, I gotta tighten up. But
Nah,
because we
I
were just
doubt it.
like, yo, that's dope. We need to listen to
We
this.
rode
I
the
get it.
wave of
I
it.
get it. I get it. I understand.
We
but I-
rode the wave
I
of
still
it.
don't think that he would stop even if he wanted to.
Yes, he would
even
have.
if the
The
fans
artist
wanted
is
to.
well, I mean, I
performing for
don't
the
know.
person.
I don't know because we never put that theory to test.
But just
You understand
because
what I'm saying?
because
So
I
I'm
know
not gonna
that
act
people
like I know that.
But as
people
an
with money
artist,
people
what
with
are
money
trying
you
to
can't
do?
stop them.
No, I'm not, and I'm not gonna act like I know that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna say is that nobody's ever put that to test for him.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because he actually, you got to think about it. There's a actual makeup of artists that spawned out of him at that time
Yeah,
frame.
he did birth a new wave of.
You feel what I'm
Because
saying?
They
artists.
caught on.
They're
Those
called the
people
Lils.
said, hey,
I-
I.e.
called the
your little
Lils.
Uzis, your little
that's
pumps.
because
your-
those people
the
that
Lils.
came in
Everybody
were like,
who-
oh, look, this image that Lil Wayne is not intentionally portraying, but he eventually did.
He invented mumble
intentionally.
rap.
They're like, oh, look.
This shit is
Look,
dope.
this
I got to
shit
get a
works.
bottle of lean.
Right, this
He
shit
invented
works.
mumble
Let me go
rap. He
twist
invented
my hair
mumble
all
rap.
different types of ways and drink lean and put golds in my mouth and wear tight pants. And,
And
it wouldn't matter
mind
what
you,
I'm saying anymore.
And the crazy shit about it is that he
And we
was just
condoned it.
being himself.
Right.
But that's what happens when
Him
you're
being
that
himself
creative.
spawned a whole identity of person.
When you're
Yeah.
really creative,
That
people
now-
will
The
follow.
rapper images.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Just him being himself.
Right.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
condone that as consumers is what Uzi's trying to say, because if we did even if we did let Lil Wayne do it, when other people tried to come behind and gravitated just because of the style, well, that's when we should have been like, nah, we don't support that. Like, that's not you. That's the Lil Wayne thing. Like, because we wind up letting, like you said, all these other littles come in, and then now the content dumbed down, but the image was there.
Yeah,
So
that's
people
a sellable
started
image.
grabbing the image, and then it turned into
It's that rock star lifestyle.
yeah.
At the end of the day, that's why I feel like we can't really be in control of people's individual careers, because there's always going to be people that's
but
going
now
to
I'm
support
gonna
them.
speak to you as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm making the music, yeah, it's solely from like how I feel or how I want to make it.
Mhm.
But I want to appeal to people. I want people to like me, and if they don't like it, I'm gonna try to change it up a little bit for them to like it more.
Well, that's
Yeah.
you
I'm
as
not
an
saying,
artist.
like-
That's you as an artist, but not every
that's
artist is like
artist,
that.
man.
Not every artist
doesn't
is like
just say,
that.
yo, I'm gonna get on the track,
No.
say fuck shit, fuck.
Not every artist is like that.
There
And
are-
like that's why I said
There
at
are
that
artists
point in
that share that
time.
mentality, though.
Yeah, but like I said,
No,
that's
but
what.
more than none, you as an artist, you're making something for the masses.
Yeah.
So you are trying to appeal to some mass.
If it was something that was just for you and yourself, then you should have kept that shit in your
Yeah.
motherfucking crib.
Nah, not
That's
you
just
gotta
like
understand
50
the
said.
mind of.
And
You gotta
that's why you
understand the
gotta
mind of.
respect
A,
50.
you gotta understand the mind of most musicians. I've dealt with a lot of musicians in my experience.
But that's the
A
creative
lot of people.
side.
A lot of people create. You're right.
That's
You're right.
making.
Creativity wise, you know what I'm trying to say. Creatively,
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
they just most of the time be like, yeah, I just doing this. This is how I want it to be. This is what makes me feel good.
Right.
And then people people respond to that.
Right, but but that's the emotion.
I don't think that's
People are
true.
attracted.
No, I get what he's
A lot of
saying.
times people are
But
attracted
that's
to that
the emotion
authenticity
you're
of it.
putting into
Yeah, but
the
how much
making
music
of.
people put out that they said was for themselves, that when it hit the air and it hit the masses, it flopped.
Yeah.
And it's
lot.
like what 50
A lot.
said. If
You have to
that's
be
your
in tune-
excuse,
you have to be in tune
if
with what's
that's
good.
your excuse
You
when
should've
it
left
comes
it at
out,
home.
it's like what 50
I
said. If
didn't-
that's your excuse
I
when
didn't
it
say you
comes
could
out and
put
it
out
flops,
garbage.
and people ask you why'd you put what happened? Oh, that was just for me.
That's
and
the
This,
excuse.
that, and third.
That's
You
the
should have kept
excuse.
that shit in your
Right.
crib
That's
on
the
your
ex-
fucking tape
So,
deck.
Yeah,
so
I
look,
get it.
as
That's the excuse
creative-
that
as
you-
the
that
creative
they
person,
use.
As the creative person I am, if I'm gonna sit here and say that, then like he said, I should have left it to myself because during
it's
the
whack,
making
yeah.
part, during the making part
it's
of
whack.
the song or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick firm to what I want it to be.
But you also
want it
want
to sound like this.
but you
I
also
want it to
want a
go
second
high.
opinion.
But guess
But
what I'm making these
You
also
want to
want a
know
second
something?
opinion,
And this
yeah.
is where you get the beauty out of it. Because, like, for instance, it's nothing wrong with that. With making music for yourself that you want to hear. And keep that. Archive that. Because when you die and you pass on, that's when people are really going to want to listen to it. And they're going to really take a whole different consideration to it.
So like what I was trying to say, so we can get off the subject real quick, is like the creative part, is about me, but there's a basis behind why it's about me because I'm trying to appeal to the mass, but with the sound that I make. So
Originality.
If I'm gonna be firm about how I want it to sound or how I want it written or whatever, that becomes me. But like I said, there's a basis behind it. Is because I know that if I do this a certain way that my music works, I can appeal to a mass of people that will like that.
Originality is respected more.
Right.
Of
So
course.
you kind of that's breaking that part down just as an artist, and then the consumer, it does play a part because the consumer, are the ones who buy the music. So the more that you buy this shit that I make, is the more I'm gonna do it.
Now there gets a point where, like, take an example to Lil Wayne. It gets a point where he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna say whatever now. At this point, I could just say whatever, and I'm going platinum.
You think, though?
That's what happened after that mixtape surgence.
Yeah, but so that's like saying you don't think any of his music right now is good?
I can't tell you that because I'm not currently listening.
Take a good listen.
I probably
He
would
just
enjoy
put
it.
out a new album,
I
actually.
probably
Let's
would
go
enjoy it, to
back
be
to
honest
the
with you,
hip-hop
but
history.
I know that a lot of
So,
artists do that. They'll get to a point where they're big. Once they reach the plateau where they're bigger than they've ever been before, and then they kind of slack off. And a lot of people would hear the next album and be like, "Yo, he kind of fell off," because it's probably because he already big now. He could say whatever he
Man,
want to say.
there's too
No,
That
many
happens to a
you're
lot of
right.
artists.
You're right.
There's
You're
too
right
many
on that.
factors to
You
make that.
absolutely
I don't
right
want
on
to
that.
call it a Jay-Z effect, but there's a certain effect that you would get when you listen to the previous album and then the new one comes out and you're like, okay, he just keeps pushing it to a new level, and we didn't understand at the time. He was pushing the envelope. He wasn't slacking. He was pushing the envelope, so it was foreign to our ears every new
You're
album.
talking about like a 444 album.
It was foreign to our ears every new album because of that, because he was pushing the envelope. Like when he did the track with Timbaland, it's like nobody
See,
never
but
heard
then it
music
makes you
like
feel
that
bad
before.
because look at all those artists before him that were pushing that envelope.
And they didn't get the
That's been
respect for
Nas's
it.
message his whole career.
And they didn't get the respect for it until Jay just did a lot of things the right way that made it so acceptable and made it look good. That's
Indeed.
But yeah,
So what we got next?
today in hip hop,
history?
today in hip hop.
What do we got next
This
in hip
nigga
hop
had the
history?
camera on me the whole time you guys were
I
talking.
see. I'm sitting there. I seen you the whole
I'm just like,
time.
Oh
what
my
the
bad,
hell?
yeah.
I was looking at it too. I was
It be
just like,
it be
all
like
right.
that. Sometimes you just gotta look at Mike Lucas.
You guys took 30 minutes to talk about that. And the last thing I talked about was Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
That's an ill.
All right. Today
It
in
goes
hip-hop
down like
history.
that sometimes.
Huh?
It goes down like that sometimes. when
No,
we
it
get into
doesn't.
it.
Because we're in hip hop history. You guys totally went off topic. All right, yo, next up, Quasimodo. Do we know who that is?
No,
heard of
so
him
it's
before.
Good, we went off topic.
I heard
You
of him
obviously
before.
ain't know who the next person was
I know,
anyway.
man, but now I don't even feel like doing the hip hop history.
That's the dude that
Because now I'm breaking the whole flung shui.
No,
All
do
right,
it,
go
do
ahead.
it,
We'll
do
spawn another conversation out of that shit.
it. No, let's go. Continue on. Continue on.
Quasimodo.
All right, yo, Slum Village, they released their second
I was about
album,
to say, okay.
Fantastic Volume 2.
They had a nice little buzz for a minute.
That was an underground.
Slum
That was an
Village was
underground group, you could say.
Yeah, they were. They were kind of, and at that time, yeah, they was underground.
Okay.
And this is June 13, 2000. Year 2000.
From the producer Madlib, who I've heard of and is quite popular.
Madlib?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Slum Village was a dope group, man. I liked them because I told you I went underground for a while, so.
Okay. And they're from the West Coast.
Yeah.
They're
No,
from
they're
Detroit.
like Midwest.
They're
West.
from Detroit.
Yeah,
So
they're like
it's-
Midwest.
Well, it says here that
They're from West Coast?
that they're from Oxnard, California.
Yeah, I always thought they were Midwest.
I thought they was from Detroit.
Yeah.
It says Quasimodo is composed of Madlib and his animated alter
Oh, you're
ego.
on Quasimodo.
You on Quasimodo, bro? We
Oh.
talking about Slum
Slum
Village.
Village.
Oh, I thought you were,
That's why I'm like-
I thought
I'm
you were
like-
talking about Quasimodo.
I'm like, I know the Slum Village ain't from
Oh,
Cali.
okay, that's
No,
why
no.
you're talking about Madlib. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. all right.
You went on the Slum Village. I thought they were connected. Quasimodo
Nah.
and Slum Village. Okay, you were going on. You were moving forward. My bad.
And then next up on we got is 3-6 Mafia. They released their 4th album. He said, I got 4 albums, yo.
Legendary and controversial.
That's their
3-6
4th album?
Mafia.
He said this is their 4th album.
They was famous already by that point.
Yeah. When they smoke, when the smoke clears.
When the smoke clears.
66.
Yo, they used to have the wildest album covers, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Project
because
Pat
they-
had a big piercing in his nose. Remember
Hell
that?
yeah.
Yeah, they
He
did
said
have
he
some
had
wild
that
shit.
African shit in his nose.
Yeah,
Man.
like a big.
Yo, but like I've always wondered, and I never met them to talk to them, but I wonder if they feel like this is why they named it, because this goes back to ancient math, the 3-6-9 geometry and shit, and I feel like that's what they used, like to symbolize in a lot of their music and shit.
That would be amazing, considering the fact that their music didn't really have too much philosophical meaning.
Right.
So
Right.
that would blow my mind to hear
Right.
that right
Yeah,
now.
that would be some mind blowing
Right,
shit.
I am a fan of their
like
music.
3-6-9 every time. Who sung that song?
No,
That's
that
the
was
Yin
Yin.
Yang
That was
Twins.
Yin Yang Twins.
Okay. But I always
Lord.
wondered about the 3-6 Mafia because I was like, where'd they get the 3-6 from?
3 6s.
Yeah, and that's the mark of the beast. But in math, it's not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but their name, there's no 9 involved with what they got going on. It's just 3-6 Mafia.
But
Right, I
6
get
is the
it.
number 9 upside down.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
there you go. There's that right
Yeah,
there.
there's 3, 6, and then the 9. So it's all
I
plays in
get
that
it.
ancient geometry shit that I was reading.
But it
about.
wasn't 3-6-9 Mafia.
But were they rapping about devilish occultic shit?
Yeah, that's why I just
Kind
said
of.
the controversial
Oh,
and
okay.
3-6 Mafia. They got the song
Okay,
where it's
so-
talking about Lucifer
Okay, so
and the
that's
beat.
All right, so that's even,
666.
that-
They used to be called 666 Mafia.
There
They
you
had
go.
to change their
Okay,
name.
So
so
what that
that-
got to do with
They-
9?
They changed their no.
Okay,
It's
that
just
makes
it's just
even
that the
more
number
sense
3
to
is in relation to the
that
number
makes even
9.
more
So
sense then, because that still all plays with that ancient geometry math. Because I tell you, the 666 number,
numbers never lie. Oos.
huh?
Numbers never lie.
For the
So
most part.
a 9
Yeah,
is
that-
a
the-
9
the,
is a
um,
3
The
3 times.
That shit
Of
deals
course.
with the devil or whatever, but the 3, the 6, and the 9 all play parts in that shit too. That's what that ancient math bullshit I was reading about.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably do have knowledge of what that meant.
Yo, shout out to Juicy J and Project Pat and Crunchy Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dudes. Yo, Juicy J's dad is a preacher. That's
Yeah,
what makes
yeah.
it even more funny.
So boom, there you go.
You remember
makes
that
even
show
more
they had-
sense.
they had
He
a show?
knows the knowledge of what that shit means.
Yeah. You remember that show they had on MTV?
Mm-hmm. It was around for a little bit.
They got a good chance to be on TV.
All right, next one on today hip hop history is MC Breed, and he was born June 12, 1971.
MC
When I said Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Breed.
Or Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
Glenn said Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's
plain
the
and
dude.
simple.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
that's the dude when Goldilocks had to let the hair down, right?
That's Rapunzel,
This
ain't
nigga
it?
said
What are you
Goldilocks.
jumping
I
into
don't
over
even
there,
know. That's
man?
I got too many.
He got too
He
many
crossed
niggas.
up
crossed like
Rapunzel
three
and
of them
Goldie. He
together.
crossed up Rapunzel and Goldilocks. He said the chick
So
had to let the hair
Quasimodo
down.
is the dude who
Look.
did what?
Look, you gonna have to look this one up. Atmosphere released their second studio album, God Loves Ugly. And I'm looking at a Caucasian gentleman here. so I'm not quite sure how this plays in hip hop history. So if you would please.
He's like, tell me who.
I don't
this white
know. I
rapper
don't know
is,
where you were
please.
going with that.
It says atmosphere, the same way you spell it. So it's not like no different phonetics.
They're a music group,
He's a rapper.
hip hop duo from Minneapolis,
said
Minnesota.
He said hip hop doo
Doo-doo.
Hip hop duo.
From where?
Minneapolis,
Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Consisting of Slug and DJ Ant.
Why does DJ Ant sound familiar?
I don't know. DJ producer Anthony
Well,
Davis.
they made it into hip hop history. I'll tell you that.
There you go. So
9
there's
studio
something, right?
albums since 1996, and I have heard none of them.
Okay, let me get to the next one. The DOC. He was born June 10th, 1968. Happy birthday, happy belated. Or if he's still alive, I hope.
Yeah, yes.
I wasn't a big DLC fan, but I know.
Was that the guy who lost his voice?
Yeah.
He was the one who lost his voice. Right?
That's why you probably weren't a big fan, but he wrote a lot of
he
the
wrote
music.
all their music.
He wrote a lot of the music you were a fan of.
Yeah, he was a fan of them. You just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we got Richard Stephen Shaw, better known as Bushwick Bill. He
R.I.P.
passed away.
Ghetto
June
Boys.
9th. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ghetto Boys.
Yeah. Hilarious dude, too, man.
R.I.P. to Bushwick Bill, man.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was just watching Martin yesterday.
Yeah.
He was on
and they had
Martin.
the episode
Right.
where
I got all
he
the
was in the
seasons
bar.
on
That's where they
DVD.
jumped Tommy.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Yeah, we just want to go out here and kick the actual factuals." He said, "All right, I'm gonna go out there with them and just kick the actual factuals." As soon as that door closed, it said, "Bloop bloop bloop." You heard the doom.
Yeah, that's the
Shout out
time.
everybody tuning in, man. It's MELLO-ROOM,
That's my
man. We
shit,
going
man.
through
Big
the
shout out to
conference.
y'all, man. We love y'all.
Yo, next we got big dude in hip hop, LL Cool J. He released his third album, Walking with a Panther.
It's a legend right
You could
there.
have gave him a
man.
little bit better intro than that.
Big shout out to LL, man. That's a legend.
Also known as
Ladies
the
love
GOAT.
Cool J,
I
bro.
don't
also
saying
known
all
as
that
the
shit.
GOAT.
Also known as the GOAT for some, you know.
So-
LL done
Everybody
been
know who
around,
the fuck
bro.
LL Cool J is. Yo, man, I got this man's autograph one year,
Oh yeah.
and I fucking lost it. Do you
Ooh.
remember where LL Cool J was doing a camp in upstate New York?
No.
No. What, a fitness camp?
Was it a fitness camp? It was like a health camp for kids, I think.
I don't remember that.
Well, this is like shit, nigga. This has got to be early 90s.
This was round the way girl era?
I got a
This
question
is
though.
salt and pepper era.
I got a question though in regards to LA. Do you Do you feel like after his encounter with cannabis that his career got better?
Nah, not at all.
His career got what?
You feel like it got better? Like, do you feel like his
I don't
career?
think
You
it
feel
got
like
worse
cannabis
or better.
ended his
I don't think it
career?
got worse or better. I
Oh.
think
Or do you
LL
feel
Cool
like
J
he
held his
ended
own.
cannabis career? In regards to that battle,
I think LL Cool J held his own throughout all of that.
I could agree with that.
I don't think it hurt LL. I
Yeah.
think LL really went up
It
to
didn't
another
boost
level.
him.
I think he was already
Musically?
doing film
Yeah,
and
music,
already did the
and
just
TV
how about just
shows.
music? How about just musically wise in the rap industry?
Yeah, but he was already
He was already
doing
making
other
the
things to
transition.
take him away
I-
He
from
was
that.
already in
Right.
Jaws.
I agree.
that Jaws,
So I don't-
or not Jaws.
I don't
what is
think
that?
he
you,
really
so
did
you would
much
say
on him.
more he gracefully
Took
bowed out instead of
The one
cannabis
with,
kind of pushing
Samuel
him out
Jackson.
the game.
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue.
But yeah, I don't think he gracefully bowed out or anything. I think he just, well, I mean, really, let's be honest and let's talk about
He
it.
went from being a full-time
After that
rapper to
battle-
a full-time actor.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about it. After that battle,
Uh-huh.
where did cannabis go from there? And it sucks to say this because I'm actually a cannabis fan
went-
and I bought his first
He
album.
went back to the studio.
Nowhere.
He went back to the studio
And then
with
he went to the
Wyclef.
Army.
He went back to the studio with Wyclef, and then he made another album.
And what did that album do?
It
then
didn't
he
do
went
what
to
it
the
was
Army.
supposed to do. It definitely didn't.
And then where did he go from there?
He went to the Army after that.
And where did LL go from that
He
moment?
continued on with his movie and
Right.
acting
Okay,
career.
and
That's
where-
why I said I don't think.
And
I was
how
just
many more albums did he come out with after that?
LL?
Yes,
Probably a couple, I want to say.
about 4 or 5.
About 4 or 5?
About
So
4
more
or
than a
5.
couple. More than a couple.
More than a couple.
Yeah.
And then also, what other movies has he done since then? Also, he does have one of the longest, or not longest, but a strong TV show that's been in
he's been
syndication
on.
for over 10 years
Ooh,
now.
I got the chills, the Holy Ghost. That's
Look,
how real that was.
That's how real. LL said, slap yourself. What's wrong with you,
Well, look,
man?
it was just a question, L.
I get it.
Bad, L.
I get it. I get the question. But in the terms of the question, the proof is in what you see.
Okay.
Who do you still see, and who don't you see no more?
So you say LL won the war, not the battle? Do you think he won the battle?
If we're gonna say that personally, I think no, but that's my personal opinion.
You don't think he won the battle?
Personally, no.
You think Cannabis won
Because
the
I
battle?
like Cannabis as a lyricist.
Me too.
So you
But
think he won?
if
He
we
won
were
the
gonna
battle
say
of song for song.
the actual factual.
Song for song,
When the
second
song-
round knockout versus
Cannabis won the first one.
Can I
LL
Bust?
won
The Ripper
second
Stripes Back. Yeah. Can I bust?
I'm trying to remember the lyrics from all of them. I think second round knockout.
He said
got it.
Cannabis. He said 99% of his fans don't exist. That was the punchline.
And he said 99% of your fans wear high heels.
Yeah, but that in response, LL said 99% of his fans don't exist.
Yeah, I know, and I mean I get it.
But that's why I said
I don't know.
Cannabis got the first punch in.
I definitely would
LL
say
got the second, the final punch, but lyrically, Cannabis killed LL.
Well, the whole
To
thing
me.
is I
agree with that. I'm on Cannabis.
Yeah, I
feel like
definitely feel
Cannabis
like, and I
got
can't
the
say
best
he
of
won
him
the battle
lyrically.
because
Nothing came of it.
nothing came of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like they went 3-4 songs deep. Really, it was just his verse on.
Well, that's all
4,
you
3,
had
2,
back
1
then.
that spawned.
That's all you had back then. It wasn't no Twitter fingers back then. It
Yeah,
wasn't
but you
no.
had people dropping tracks to go back and
But
forth.
you gotta
Yeah,
also-
Like think
but-
about
but
before
most-
before Nas and Jay came to a full brawl, a full boil of a pot. How many footnote lyrics were left behind?
Like, how many times did they just drop one bar in?
How many lyrics would drop that you really didn't know whether he was talking to him or not? But
Yeah,
you
they did a lot of
assumed it?
subliminals. They did a
Because,
lot. It was
yeah.
a lot of subliminals.
You feel what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like there were no footnotes in that. You know what
I
I'm
think
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
your
We just
idea
got it.
is
We just got it straight to the
Yeah,
point.
you-
Like, oh, these dudes was in the
This is what I
studio.
gonna say. You got to remember too how that beef started for you to even compare whether or not it was a good enough battle, because it was only over the fact of a misconception.
It was-
of
it
this
was one
nigga
studio
wanted a
session.
tattoo, and then LL Cool J said some crazy shit on the verse, and then they were like, "Yo, change it."
Well, nah.
No, Cannabis did. Cannabis did.
Yeah,
verse.
I know, but the thing was, Cannabis did this shit crazy to LL, and LL made it this, but then they were like, change it. LL changed his.
Nah.
Or no, Cannabis changed his. LL.
This
did
is where
right?
it went. The whole thing about that battle is when you listen to it, they say Cannabis was going at LL the whole entire verse.
Yeah.
From the top. I'm the illest nigga alive. Watch me prove it. I snatched the crown with your head still
Right,
attached to it.
Yeah, I remember that. Part.
And then they was like, yo, you can't go like that. You can't go in like
Then
that,
they told him to
Cannabis.
change the verse, but he didn't.
Exactly.
And LL had a verse
But
going
no,
against him.
when you bust down the verse, he's talking about LL.
the whole time.
Listen to the lyrics.
But
know that.
actually, my reception of that when it happened was, yo, I don't even think he didn't mean it with malice. It was just like a
No,
friendly
he did.
competition
There was a conversation before that song.
that sparked it, and that's why he wrote his bars like that. But in my mind, I understood that to be like friendly competition. Like, yo, I'm in the studio with LL. I gotta be on my A game.
Right. Okay. So this is how it broke down. This is
Can
why-
I say something about that
Sure.
track?
Yeah.
I think that track was going to start beef with somebody anyway.
Regardless.
If it wasn't Cannabis, it was going to
Because
be
listen,
somebody
this
else.
is the story
So
behind
it was
that
the-
too.
it
That's
was
my
the catalyst.
opinion
Both
behind
had
It was the
this
catalyst.
verses to each other.
Well, I
they
mean,
were, they were both told to change it.
well, no, yeah,
And
LL
changed
altered his
He
verse.
altered
Cannabis's
his,
verse
and
was
Cannabis
already what it was.
stayed there, yeah.
Cannabis's verse already what it was. LL altered his verse.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about it is, me personally, I feel like that track was gonna spark something. If it wasn't between L and Cannabis was never on it, it would have been him and somebody else. Because
wouldn't have been Red Man.
my
Who
thing
else-
is-
who else was on that song?
Meth, Meth, and DMX.
Okay.
If it was
But my
any
thing-
one of those,
and this is the
other
reason
ones,
why I say
Nah,
that.
more like DMX.
it wouldn't have turned out good for LL.
This is the reason why I say that is because when you're on a track with a lot of other MCs, whether it's friendly competition or whatever it is, man, somebody wants to look like the best.
Do they even do that anymore? Like, it's rare nowadays. You'll find 4
and somebody
artists
wants
on
to
the
look
track.
like the best.
Yeah.
It's just like, for instance, look at the Drink Champs where it had Irv Gotti on it. Irv Gotti was talking about the track with Jay-Z and who was it? Jay-Z and
DMX
it was Jay-Z, DMX, and somebody else.
and Ja Rule.
I think Ja Rule.
Yeah.
And he was like, Jay, wanted to go last, but
Everybody wanted to hear everybody else
not
verse.
only that, he just thought being a producer and being one who puts the music together, he felt like X would be better last on that track
The closer.
as the closer.
Yeah.
But Jay was so used to being looked at as the best and the closer.
He's like, I ain't going.
You feel what I'm saying?
I ain't
And
going
then look at
before
what
this
happened.
dude.
He ended up taking the whole verse out on them niggas on the track. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like when you on a track with other people and shit, it's mental, but you gotta strive to be the best, man. You know what I'm saying? And also that should be a challenge to you to push you
But the LL
to
and
put your
Cannabis
best
thing,
in.
though, the LL and Cannabis thing was an intentional beef that started in lyrics. So
Yeah.
that wasn't competition.
Nah.
That was a beef that started outside of the song and got taken into the song and then got misconstrued that turned into the knockout shit and the comebacks and all that shit.
I
just
still
feel
feel like,
like
if it wasn't gonna be Cannabis, somebody was gonna be
Yeah.
beefing with him.
I just felt like, you know what I mean? Even I just felt like it wasn't a beef, like they was.
No, it was.
I felt
It wasn't
like
trying to
it would've
hurt
been
each
somebody
other.
else because somebody else was
egos.
gonna make a reference to being the king.
Basically, that's what we call rap beef. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a beef.
But
beef.
you're coming from the lyrical side because the Cannabis thing is that Cannabis literally walked up to LL in his face and was like, "I'm gonna get that microphone tatted
It
on
was.
my arm."
Yeah, exactly.
You know
And
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
like,
and LL was like, "Yeah, you can't get the king shit." So what's Cannabis said? All right.
And he
Oh,
got
the
the
whole
tattoo.
verse?
And he got the
Yeah.
tattoo.
so now,
tattoo.
pause the story right there. Do you feel like he was wrong at that point for writing what he wrote about it?
I'm not
Walking
saying
away
that
from
he's
that.
wrong, but it's what created the beef. It's
Right.
the initial contact, and like he said, it would have been with anybody who would have walked up to LL and have been like, "I'm taking that."
I'm
That's-
gonna
microphone."
show
that's
them
what I
I'm the
meant.
king. I'm gonna show them I'm the king on this record.
That's what I meant by like friendly competition. Like he wrote that because that's how he writes. He's a battle rapper. If you listen to Cannabis album, it doesn't make sense because he's not an album maker.
But when the song's produced and you got two people dissing each other and they say, "Yo, change that,"
Which one?
and only one person changes,
You felt like the Can I Bust album didn't make sense?
The self-titled. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me as an album because listening to Cannabis rap, he's bar after bar after bar. He's punchline. An album to me is more of you gotta make it a
Construct the
program.
song.
You gotta make it you gotta give it somewhere to go, like a movie.
Yeah.
It starts. It has a middle
So here's
part.
an example, Pat Poose.
Can I just say this much to you?
Yeah.
I think you should listen again to that Cannabis album.
For real.
In today's
Right
mind
now, in
frame.
your ear right
See,
now.
Listen to that Cannabis album
here's
again.
where I know where you're gonna go with it because I bought the album when it came
I
out
bought it too.
and I listened to it when it came out and I was definitely one of the people that probably listened to it more than others.
Oh, I know I was.
And then
that. I'm
and the
part of that
problem
group
with
too.
it was
Me too.
the problem with it was the production. Unfortunately, in my
You have
opinion,
Wyclef.
in my
Yeah,
opinion,
I mean the production
No, he
it was
wasn't.
two joints that I could
Look at the
replay.
first one.
Which
it was
one?
two joints that I could replay on that album.
Go ahead, which
the
one?
rest, it was Buckingham Palace and Second Round Knockout. There
What
was
about
other joints.
Infantry?
There was other joints that was hard on
I
it too.
think there's-
What about
I
Infantry?
think
Infantry.
I can.
That's the track that had Free on it. The track that had Free from
Patriots.
106 and Park on
Patriot.
it. There you go, Infantry.
Patriots. Yeah, that's a dope
That was
track
one
too.
of those that could run
Yeah,
back.
That's a dope
What
track
about
too. The whole album as a whole didn't have replay factor for me, and that's why. I know you digging right now for which one you
now
can
he
remember.
No, what I want to
He
say
said
is that
listen
I
to it now
think
on a different ear.
I
Right.
think
Later
I
ear.
think it did have replay factor.
did.
I
It
just
definitely
think
had.
at that point in time,
I was mad when I bought that CD.
like you just said earlier, the
Yeah.
Jay-Z effect.
I wlike when I bought
I
that
think it
CD.
was
Like
ahead
I
of its
felt like I
time.
wasted my money.
I think it was ahead of its
You
time.
ever got that feeling when you bought a CD and you're like, "Yo,
Yeah, I got a few of those.
I wish I could take this
So
back."
you talk, all right, let me
I got a
talk to
few
you
of those.
Let me talk to you from the kid who went underground and used to burn his music.
My fault. Even hold that thought. Even though I was a super Cannabis fan because I love his ability, his lyrical ability, I didn't like the album. Go ahead.
So as a person who's just as fanatic as you as Cannabis, but didn't buy the album, I burned it. I could replay that shit, and it still had cohesiveness of an album for me.
See, because you didn't have the feeling. My fault to cut you off, but you didn't have that feeling of I just paid $18 for this at the store.
He's right, because
and there's only 2 songs that I like.
Because you're looking at.
Said it's only 2 songs that I like.
You're looking at our traditional Jay-Z, Mobb Deep style albums where they built storylines in them.
This was almost
didn't have a storyline. He was giving you songs.
He was giving you knowledge.
This was
really.
not. Yeah, this was not. Yeah.
When you bust
I
down his
gravitated toward
records,
it. I gravitated toward it.
He was giving you knowledge.
I
That's why it
gravitated
didn't
toward
have.
him as an artist.
That's why it didn't have that album appeal
It didn't
for
have
it
an
because
emotional
talking about
ride.
98.
It's
Nori
almost like
dropped.
Jay Electronica
Nori
of
dropped
today.
the same year. The same year.
Did you just listen to the Jay Electronica album that came out?
Yeah.
Okay, so think of what I'm about to say. It's almost like the Jay Electronica of today. What was the big knock on Jay Electronica's album? Is that it didn't really sound like an album. It sounded like an unfinished story.
Yeah.
Okay. I could
Look
see
at
where
the
that
knock on
comparison.
Cannabis's
Yeah, I could agree
album.
with that comparison. I could agree with.
You know what I'm saying? It's just they're giving you knowledge. They're not giving you an album where they put a body together
Yeah, you're not
as a
crying
story.
in one song.
Listen.
You're not laughing in the next song.
It was empowerment.
Yeah, it was
I always
just to the point.
I always enjoyed conscious rap and lyrical, rap. So like I said, I bought the album. I enjoyed him as a rapper, but here I think
He let you down.
So I guess it was Wyclef because he had executive produced it,
That's a whole fact.
and
speaking of
the beats
conscious rap.
weren't all as catchy as the main single. So I felt like Clef probably could have did a better production job, like he did with the Fugees 2 years before that.
Fugees.
Yeah, but
made
then he's trying to give him
music.
his sound. You know what I
Right,
mean?
and
Like
he wasn't gonna do that, so that's just how it turned out.
Right.
That's why I didn't enjoy that album. The same year Nori came out with his first album.
yeah, and that was a
Solo
classic,
album.
in my opinion.
I think it came out almost the same week, or like
Well,
the
you got to
same
look.
month. The
Check
same
it out.
month.
4 big albums came out that. And what was that? What year was that?
98.
98. 4
98.
albums came out that year that were very big and pivotal for us.
Mm-hmm.
That album,
Yeah.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
DMX. Ooh.
Cameron Confessions of Fire.
Ooh.
And
And then you got this dude talking about space and
what was the
quasars.
one that you said came out the same week as the Cannabis album? Nori's.
Nori.
So you had NORE,
Volume 2, Hard Knock Life
Confessions
came
of
out.
Fire, and Hard Knock 2.
Aquemini Outcast came out.
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest, The Love Movement came out.
So you got to look,
Big
man.
Pun came out with Capital Punishment.
There's a lot of
Nobody
There's a
wanted
lot
to-
of things that came out that
Cannabis
overshadowed
Cannabis came in
Yeah.
talking about space and quasars, and nobody wanted to hear that at that time because we was all listening to everything else.
Yeah, we were going through emotional.
Juvenile
roller
came
coasters
out
with
that
this
year,
dude.
400 Degrees.
Yeah, look at all the music that came out.
Gangstar, Moment of Truth, you bugging.
You feel what I'm saying? So it easily got overlooked.
Even though Cannabis could have easily guest starred on all of those albums,
Yeah.
and had definitely dope,
Well, they
memorable
didn't want
tracks.
that because Cannabis wouldn't have got on there and played that music.
Exactly.
He would have wrote what he wanted to say. And
That time was the entrance of popularity in rap music.
why you think
It
he
became
quit
popish.
hip-hop and went to the army? And
Yeah,
then
he was like,
became
"Bump
a
this."
Muslim terrorist.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't see about that part.
Yeah,
man.
great.
Yeah, the nigga stayed in fucking Afghanistan.
I seen an
after
interview
that,
with him.
right?
I seen an interview with him in his army uniform, and he was like, "Yeah,
in
y'all."
Afghanistan with
He was
the
like,
beard.
"Y'all think
Yeah,
y'all
he's a
gangsters?
Muslim now.
I'm the real gangster."
Yo, that's the nigga. That nigga stayed in Afghanistan and became an Al Qaeda terrorist.
Political
my nigga.
activist.
He said political activist.
Political activist.
No,
I'm gonna
not
leave it at
Al-Qaeda.
that. I'm
nigga
gonna leave it
was
at
out there
that.
in army gear, chopping with a chopper, nigga, in the desert.
Yo, he can't. But as far as lyrical ability, man,
He was
he
definitely
dropped
up there.
500 bars, and everybody's mind was blown. Like
He was
I never
nice.
heard nobody do 500 bars in a row.
He was nice.
So speaking of conscious rap and 500 bars, I don't know what this has to do with him, but Kanye West, he was born June 8th, 1977. Excuse me.
Shout out to Yeezy. Bless
Bless
you, bro.
him.
Bless you. It sounded like you just threw a whole lot in that corner.
Nah,
That sound like
I
the-
was trying to hold back from sneezing loud is what it was. It was a tickle. No buggers. And the reason why I say conscious and 500 bars because Kanye started off conscious at some point and became
Backpack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he was a
became a
backpacker.
religious. I don't know what you call him. Did he do
Guru.
the mace route? I don't know.
He's a guru.
Yeah,
I would guess.
I don't know, but he's still, I guess,
love
conscious
Mace.
in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Hold
shout
up,
out to
did Mace
Kanye,
come
happy
out that year
belated
too? My
birthday.
bad. Did Mace come out in '98 too? Or that was
No.
'99?
Nah.
That was '99. That was soon after.
Well, no, Mace came out in 96.
96.
96,
Murder Mace
The album, my bad. The album.
Well, Harlem World
Harlem
came
World
out
album.
in 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Confessions of Fire came out
Did it
in
come out
98.
after Bad Puff Daddy?
It was late '97, so it was almost
It was
'98.
late
It was late '98. It was
97.
October.
It came after Puff
My
Daddy.
birthday, actually.
No,
it was
came-
my birthday, actually.
It did.
So
Harlem World
it's
came
either
out
late
after that.
It came out on my birthday.
It's late 97.
Yeah.
Just in case y'all want to give me a gift this year, it's October 28th. You know
What?
I'm saying? My birthday.
Wow, what you were saying as a gift?
That's when.
We
No,
gonna
that's
get
when
you
Harlem World
cannabis.
came out. It
We
came
gonna
out on my
get you a
birthday.
cannabis CD for your birthday.
I would appreciate that actually if you did.
All right, yo. Last but not least, on this damn hip hop history journey we have taken, the film Beat Street was
Yo.
released June 8th, 1984.
Before you continue, I gotta say
That's the essence.
it's funny because I just was at work the other day and I went on break at lunch, and me and my coworker walked into a Salvation Army store, a Goodwill store. I'm sorry. Looking through the CDs, the DVDs, and he pulls out Beat Street. He's like, oh, this ain't nothing good.
What?
Cause he's pulling out stuff that he knows, and he doesn't know that because he's Italian. He's funny. So he was
how
like,
old is he?
He's like a little bit. He's a little bit younger than me.
Oh, that's He
So,
don't
but
know
he-
nothing about that.
Yeah, he don't.
He don't know shit.
He's like, oh, what's this? And I was like, yo, that's Beat Street. He was looking at everything else, and I'm like, yo,
He's
this
like,
is
the cover looks like it's made in 1984.
I was like, yo, this is the
yeah,
best
nigga.
movie in here right now.
Probably was.
So, yo, this movie right here almost single-handedly influenced all of hip hop.
In a sense, yeah.
In a sense, it's one of the
I thought he
first.
was about to say, almost made me a break dancer.
No, I did become a break dancer after watching that movie.
He said, no, I did
Not
become
almost.
a break.
Matter
I'm
of fact,
backspinning.
yo, hold up, we got cameras
Get
in
the
here.
cardboard.
We got cameras in here. Yo, watch.
Yo, want to get the cardboard?
Get the cardboard,
I'm gonna
man.
get a windmill.
I'm about to bust out a headspin for this
You know?
nigga
So
real
that's
quick.
it,
know?
man, for today in hip hop history.
Big shout out to everybody tuned in right now, man. But let's get one of them records, man. It is Artist Appreciation Day.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? We took a little extra time on the hip hop history.
Yeah.
But let's get some music back in
What
the
we
system.
getting into?
What you got?
We're
I
supposed to
got
be
some.
playing anybody's music right
Any
now.
and everybody. I got some J Notes here. I got Butch.
Play
I got
'em,
Anno
play 'em, man.
Bands. Which I want to
We're
hear.
supposed to be playing music, not talking for an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the. All right, I'm gonna go with the sit down because I think that's what I need to do right now. Sit down. So I'm gonna play the Vi Cartel.
There you go. Sit down.
You got it.
Fire Cartel. Shout out to the homie, man.
All right,
Niggas is crazy.
here we go.
We're gathered here today because a certain family within the organization has risen to the top. And it's time we take that position. On some people.
Contracts in the email that a nigga ain't even signed yet. New rims on the coupe, windows tinted out, I ain't even drive yet. Ops out here trying to big flex when it comes to the internet. All of this back and forth from media, nigga, I'm really not into that. Say you winning, where you winning at? Tell me where's your beginning at? Tell me where you made a killing at? If you the hero, where the villain at? Exactly. If we talking caps and niggas is wearing sombreros, catch me doing my thing in these islands, I'm feeling like Pharaoh. Y'all be frontin' for the gram when you don't really have a peso. I'm really not the one to target. Let me lighten up a caseload. Tell me you don't feel the energy. I'm the one that they pretend to be. Boss feeling like a centipede. Not for line, you hit a currency. I pray for my enemy. I want revenge, so nobody touching but me. Give up bodies for the free. Courtroom with the key. Ain't a slave, I'm free. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I'm threatened, I reach. Came up in these streets. In the kitchen with the heat, taking all beef, popping like grease. Run up on you with the music blasting that Mozzie or the Davies. Either way, I'ma bang it out to the baseline of that beat. Feeling like I'm 2-3. Tongue out, I release. You ain't never been masked up. You ain't never had to wear gloves. I was young when they pulled it on me. Hit the nigga with a shoulder shrug. You can tell I'm still here. He ain't really have it in him. Went to school right after. That's when they stopped playing with them. Born with a passion. You see through these niggas in orderly fashion. I'm not with the rapping. I'm speaking facts and things that have happened. I love the reaction. Subtle jazz, be all in their caption. I don't pay attention, cause that's what they want, and none of that's happening. Stand back, let me work. You don't get this work, can't get a church. I be having money all month, nigga. You be ballin' on the first. Some are fake, I'm a real one. Since the young and I ain't fed none. I invite all smoke, nigga. Sitting back as I burn one.
The chain of command will not change, but only the head of the command. All rules and procedures will remain as they stand. A toast, peace, wealth, and hope. We do not show and tell, only silence to the cell. This is the Vigilante Cartel.
MELLO-ROOM every Sunday fun day, motherfuckers.
Yes, sir. We back, man. That was a joint from Via Cartel. That was the sit down.
Yeah, the sit down, man.
Shout out to him,
it's
man.
It's so remarkable how that guy has like this incredible sound like Fab, son.
Yeah, he does.
You would swear to God we playing fabulous music. And
Cadence and all that, yeah. He's nice, though.
Yeah, shout out to Vibes Cartel, man. If you ever reach out to us, man, hit us on the email. Hit me in studio1025.com. Anything, man. Reach out to us so we can get more information behind you, brother.
Yeah, man. Get more music. You already know, man. But we're going to get into another joint, man, because like we said, it is artist appreciation. And I feel like we haven't been appreciating the artists. You know what I'm saying?
More appreciation.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? Let's get into another joint. Let's jump into another joint from Hanzo Blades, man. This is off the project Birds of Prey. What joint you chose?
This one is the Feared One.
The Feared One.
Track
off
number
of Birds
4.
of Prey, track 4.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Hanzo Blades and the Ground Wave movement.
Yes, sir, man. Big shout out to them, man. Big supporters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we. I swear, I need a flex bomb, y'all. I need a.
We got to get something like that.
I told you, man. Wait till I upgrade the computer and the board, yo. I got mad ideas.
As for right now, I got to do it with my voice. You know what
So
I mean?
I got mad joints coming.
Here we go.
There we go.
He said, yo, this is my 4th album, yo. I got John Blaze shit.
You know? All right, here we go.
Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant. 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 Hand me the mic and yo, I need no introduction. Just put me in the booth and watch me murder the production. I beat the brakes out of a beat, give it a concussion. Smack the microphone so hard it don't need facial reconstruction. Hit the chorus with a right hook just for the interruption. I'm always making trouble with the bass and the percussion. Proceed to raise the bar, commence the alcohol consumption. Cause my flow's an alcoholic with the bladder of a Russian. When I'm hungry, eat a rapper like a platter at a luncheon. Then I'll shit on everybody, pour the party at the function. My verse will always be the trending topic of discussion. I'm like Johnny plays on stage with spontaneous combustion. Lyrical phenomenon after an alien abduction. MVP on any tracks, that's my Hall of Fame induction. But now the game is whack, in fact it's headed for destruction. So we need to take it back before there's any more obstruction. Word. Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant. Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant. Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant. Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant. Hey yo, the super villain, cool and chillin' in the smoothest linen. My crew a million spewing venom, that's the true religion. My crew is 6 until you Buddha prep the soup and chicken. My hooligans up in the coop trying to scoop some pigeons. The stew we mixing is so hot that it blew through the kitchen. Yo, who you kidding? You're a fiend with a tooth that's missing. I rep the team that gets the cream and then use the vision fluently abusing diction. Hanzo plays the boots of spitting. I don't do superstition, but you fool need superstition. Cue the picture. Not in the mood to listen and lose predictions. Prove my position from ghettos out to the schools in prison. I've been stupid with this since your mama's looping new edition. I've been trends, look, I don't follow any fool's traditions. My drive is 0 to 100 when I boost ignition. When it comes to the blaze, I say you got no jurisdiction. My words engraved, you cross the wave and that's a crucifixion. Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant. Hanzo Blaze the clairvoyant.
back in the building how we
Yeah.
supposed to be. You already know what it is. It's the Mellow-Room
Every
Sunday.
Sunday, fun day, motherfuckers.
Indeed, just like he said, man.
Yeah, I like
And
that
yeah,
joint.
man, like I said, being that it is artist appreciation and we doing it just for the artists, you know what I mean? Yeah, we rambled off and we went into conversation and topics,
Hell
but
yeah.
you know, that's what we do. That's what make it the Mellow-Room.
Y'all appreciate that shit.
You already know. And plus, y'all give us insight and shit anyway, so it's a great way for us to communicate with y'all, the listeners, and really just chop it up and see where y'all at, too, on perspective. You know? But in the meantime and in between time, we're going to get back on with a joint from Luo D. And what joint?
Corona out.
Okay, Corona
this is
out.
just relevant for the times.
That's what we need right now. So
Yeah.
Corona
You know.
out.
Corona
So he
or
said,
Heineken.
yeah, you know, so we're going to get into this record by Luo D, Corona out. You already know. Cypher blast it off.
Yeah, hit him with that shit, man.
Shout out to Luo D, man.
Hey, MK. Hey, woo. Alright. Hey. All of my rocks they clear, diamonds is dancing, they look like they popping out. Couple of bands in my jeans, got your bitch and she helping me count it out. All of my rocks they clear, diamonds is dancing, they look like they popping out. Couple of bands in my jeans, got your bitch and she helping me count it out. Two hoes going dumb, and she let the other one eat her out. I'm fucking her once, you probably gon' take her out. Got work on the raid, with all of this work, I gotta go dump it out. It's Luo D. What the fuck is you talking about? At 10 years old, I had to go and leave from my mother house. Left in my father house, had to get me another route. Had to learn how to flip an ounce. Put food in my daughter mouth. Step back cause I got it now. Sit dead and let the corona out. All of my rocks they clear, diamonds is dancing, they look like they popping out. Couple of bands in my jeans, got your bitch and she helping me count it out. All of my rocks they clear, diamonds is dancing, they look like they popping out. Couple of bands in my jeans, got your bitch and she helping me count it out. All of my rocks they clear, diamonds is dancing, they look like they popping out. Couple of bands in my jeans, got your bitch and she helping me count it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Luo D, man. We back in the building. That was Corona out, man.
Hell yeah.
Y'all already know it's the Mellow-Room, man, and we about to get up out of
We
here.
about to wrap it up.
Y'all already know we feel we took up enough of y'all time for the day, man. Thank y'all for walking out and kicking it with us,
I'm gonna use that
man.
shit from now on. Actual, factual.
Yeah, you know, we're going to go out here and kick the actual factuals. He said, yeah, you know, we're going to go kick the actual factuals. He had the other little midget with him, remember?
Yeah, I
He said, he
remember.
talking
Wait.
to you? Shut up. And he had the one from Friday.
Okay, I was about to
Mr.
say,
Parker.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, was it the dude that did Bad Santa and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was him. You
Yo,
already
so
know.
that's what it is, man. Mellow-Room every Sunday, man. We get started late. We might get early, man. Just stay
Never
tuned.
know. Next week we may be on at 12.
Facts.
Who knows?
But check it out, man. Go to studio1025.com. Go check out the website. If you want to catch up on some of the old episodes, I'll start posting them up there. If you want to go cop some merch, go
Indeed.
over there. Like we always said, we got the snapbacks. You got the t-shirt. I don't got one on. He got the t-shirt on today.
Indeed. I always try to keep my fresh up to date, you know?
You're gonna start seeing the coalition shit pop up. I got some merch for that too. We're gonna have some summertime gear. We have masks. The masks I have right now, you know, they still up there for sale. I'm switching up to different masks. They're a little bit more durable, reusable. They're washable, shit like that. Give you guys a little better quality, so you can go out there and be safe during Corona season.
Exactly.
Shout out to Airs Printing.
Big
like
shout out
always.
to Airs Printing, J Notes family.
Yeah, man,
Jose,
we'll play you
y'all
next
already
time,
know.
bro. He asked me. He said he wanted to do a feature with us.
Oh, we got to do that.
Word up.
We got to do that.
Shout out to I Crave. I always say that Crave Desserts, which is go to iCraveDessert.net and go copy some goods. She got it's still Father's Day, so if you want to get your last day Father's Day cakes in, she's making a big, huge chocolate chip cookie cake with cookies on it. It's really dope, man. Get your order in there before it's too late, before she goes to bed or she says F y'all.
See, I want them to make a cake But I want them to go over there and take the cake and just mush it in my dad's face. Can they do that for me?
He's like, look, I don't want to do it, but if I hire you to make a cake,
You gotta go deliver it.
He
You gotta
won't be mad
deliver
at
it.
me.
I'll pay you extra $50 to just
I'm about
mush
to
it.
say you're gonna have to pay them extra to deal with the repercussions.
No. Yeah, so with that being said, man, we out of here. Thanks to all the artists who send music in. Thanks to everybody who tunes in. Thanks to everybody who comments.
Y'all already know, man. We
Shout out to
appreciate y'all,
Cypher
man.
for holding it down back there.
Okay.
Big shout out to Syph, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the Jedis. We got one of the Jedis in the building right now with us.
Definitely.
So
Big
two
shout out to the Jedis.
So 2 of the 3 Jedis is in the building.
There you go. There you go.
Check out Coalition's page, man, because that music is coming.
Uh-huh.
I know you guys see me posting random fucking lives of us in here doing work.
He be giving y'all smidgets.
The smidgets of it. But this is actual factual, motherfucker. We in here. So yo, big respect to everybody. Stay safe. Black Lives Matter. All that good candy bullshit, man.
Y'all already know, man. For me, y'all know it fucks with me. I fucks with y'all. Big shout out and love to everybody back home, man. I know y'all had the annual, I know Box had the annual softball game today for Father's Day, man. So I know y'all went out there and represented it well.
That sounds
You know
cool.
what I mean? And there's so many that we lost. So I know y'all had a lot of high hopes and spirits for the ones that we did lose. So, salute to everybody who took part in that. Shout out to all you guys. My heart is always with y'all. There's no place like home, and that's the whole truth, the fact of a statement.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? But also on another note, for all my people that fuck with me and rock with me here in Florida and Kissimmee, y'all already know Orlando. Shout out to y'all. Love to y'all as well. Y'all already know. Love y'all. Y'all love me. Love is always love. Peace.
Love, love, love. You got something to say you want to say, Ed?
I'm good. I just want to, just kind of touch on supporting small businesses. I don't want to say black businesses because it's not just a black thing anymore. Support small businesses. Let's get this
local.
Let's get this economy up and going.
Support
you know
your
what I mean?
local business, your minority business, your friends, your neighbors. To change the world around you, you have to work with the people that are around you. Stop depending on the government to save you. Start doing the shit with your community. You guys went and built gated communities and you don't even talk to each other. That's your first mistake right there. You build a community to grow with, and you
Love
guys
thy
need to
neighbor.
grow with each other.
Love thy neighbor.
Start supporting the local people, man.
Yes, indeed. On that note, y'all, it's been real. Another Sunday, another Mellow Room in the books. From us to y'all already know,
You
man.
could just end it.
Peace.
Just end stream, bro.
Got you.
We out. Peace.